we should probably get around to doing a bit of roll call and then start the session off. Do we have Bruce, Resident Shark?
Yes.
Alrighty. Do we have Cat, Resident Cat?
That's me.
I was about to roll call for Sarsel, the NPC companion, but he is played by me. We got Phelan.
Sneaky sneak.
Very sneaky. Turn that mic up a little bit. Or just enunciate or believe. Alright. We got Conway.
Yes.
Alright. Unfortunately, everybody, I have to announce that Conway, the player of Conway, Leo, is leaving at some point, we don't know when, to give the electrician a hand job. And that is everybody. No, it's not everybody. If we got Talon.
Buttered toast.
I don't even know what he said.
Buttered toast.
People don't know Ed
Shush.
and Eddie on the other
His
side.
yeast is rising.
I don't understand. This is cyberbullying. Absolute cruelty. I think
Look
everybody.
at the American cartoon Ed, Ed and Eddie.
Oh, I've seen Ed, Ed, and Eddie, but I didn't know it was. All cartoons generally are like American cartoons, but I don't remember that from. I don't remember anything from Ed, Ed, and Eddie. It's like. I just vaguely remember that it was, and that there was like a plank. Plank was the name of the plank, and it had eyes drawn on it.
Yeah.
I like.
We
that
were just
guy's
quoting
voice.
We have
remember
a
which one
whiteboard
that
at work,
was.
and a guy drew himself, and he was like, "I'm the best engineer," and he looked exactly like fucking Plank. And so we just call him Plank now. His drawing looked exactly like Plank, but he had no idea what Ed, Ed, and Eddie was because he's like, I think he's Vietnamese, and so he had like no clue. But we all just started calling him Plank now, and he still doesn't understand. Nobody's explained it to him.
Never do it.
No.
Poor innocent boy. Alright, put on some chill music. I think everyone at some point got a message about me not to watch a specific YouTube video of planning random encounters. And at risk of spoiling today's contents, that is... you may or may not be on camera right now, depending on whether or not you end up going in the direction of the random encounter. So just letting everyone know, because I did message everyone, like, when the campaign started, that some stuff might be put online. I'm just checking that everybody's still cool with that. If not, I'm going to have to go into the editing software and bleep you all out.
Okay.
all good.
I don't care.
Alright.
I'll be on my best behavior.
Just like on a
Fuck.
sketchy first date at a bar, silence is consent. So we will continue.
That's not how that works.
Alright, last session, you guys
You're
got up to
recording this and you're being so bad.
That's true, actually. This is sponsors, don't abandon me. I'm a good kid, I promise. The joke was that it's bad. But last session you guys got up to some good stuff. You rowed a boat all the way down to Fellbridge, hopped off, encountered a man running around the village who was also a random encounter, actually. You've had a couple of those recently. And he was telling you that the village of Fellbridge that you guys are at is having some trouble with stuff that got washed up by the most recent tidal wave. You went into the woods, and sure enough, there was some fucked up stuff that had washed up. You guys disposed of it, killed it, mourned for it, and then came back to the tavern to do a mixture of celebrate and prank the general populace. Phelan especially bullied a particular Tabaxi NPC, throwing coins on the floor, making him pick them up. And Bruce got hit on by the resident cutie, the prettiest man in the village, but as a married man he rejected all advances. And then you guys headed out from the inn, pre-gamed up, and went to the mayoral estate, met the goblin bodyguard of the mayor that was manning the entire property. Went upstairs, looked into some records, and you obtained the address of a particular woman called Yzma that Bruce is looking to go visit as a favor to his landlord to make up for paying rent like a month late. And that's where we'll pick up the session, with you guys having just exited the mayoral estate building with information in hand on what would usually be a busy street, but ever since the bridge of Felbridge collapsed, no one really comes here anymore, so there's like old tracks of people having passed through here quite regularly, but you look around and there's no one else on the street except for you guys. And feel free to do whatever you want to do.
What time is it right now?
Let me just go on the home screen and
I mean, it says 2:15, but I don't remember if that was updated.
it is 2:15.
Okay.
Second.
And looking at the map, roughly how far away is Yzma's place?
I'll put us
We
on
had to guess.
on the regional map. So you guys are at Felbridge, which is here. We'll shift click to drag you there. Yzma's hut is 3 miles. So depending on your travel pace, about an hour?
Yeah, just about.
Let's just go resolve that then.
Is it easy to get across the river? Is there still a place to do it?
Well, you guys are on the northern side of Felbridge, so you will have to find a way to get across the river, but as a bunch of competent adventuring folk, that shouldn't be too bad.
Jinx us like that.
I mean,
Jump.
what's the, how wide is it?
The river is about 50 foot wide, give or take, or if you go to the edge of the fallen bridge, it's only 40 feet wide.
Okay. So, we need to cross that bridge. I can kind
Okay.
of ferry people across if it's not too fast. Current.
Yeah, how fast is
Yeah.
it going?
I
Especially
think it's
the
pretty fast lately because of the full moon and all. We got here real quick.
Hmm.
We start like half a mile upstream.
We're right by the docks.
Yeah, we could. It looks like there's some boats over there. Maybe we get somebody to take us across real fast.
Yeah, let's try to charter a boat across.
How much do they charge for 60 feet?
Probably not that much, but you guys can head down to the Mayfore docks, the resident pirate guild outpost. It's more of a sailing guild. More of a capitalist guild. They just make a load of money, but they do have a lot of boats and ships and such.
Excuse me.
Sure enough, you try to hail somebody on the docks, and there's just really... Oh yeah, I forgot to move Sarsel, thanks for the ping. You begin hailing somebody on the docks, and there's only really a couple of sailors, like, walking around tending to the boats, and there's a tall elven man who seems like he's got some, like, facial lacerations on his right side of his face, like his cheeks just above his eyes. It seems like one of his eyes is this soft blue, and the other is just whited out on the scarred up side. And you can roll me an honor check, Bruce, because you are in the Mayfore Guild, whether or not you recognize him, or have heard of him, maybe worked with him in the past. With a 5, I'll say probably not. But what you do know about him is he has a decent reputation, and he's the type of person that likes to be a big fish in a small pond, which is probably why he's working here in, like, this downtrodden village that nobody comes to anymore. You call over to him, and he'll start walking over. Yes? Is there something I can do to help you? Folwyn, you look like a man of the sea.
Fallen. Bruce. We need to get across the river. You got a ship? One of these ships yours, and can you charter us across?
Well, we've no ships in the docks, but we've 3 or 4 boats and a couple of canoes. Are you looking to get there right now, this second?
I mean, just over there, as soon as possible.
And
I'll literally point across the river.
Yeah, he'll look over as well, and then he'll look down at the flow of the river, which is very strong. Because obviously this huge tidal wave has come in, and now it's all going back out to sea, and this water's moving fast. He's looking at it. He's like, "Well, I suppose that we could do so." And he'll start like waving his hands, "Rowers, rowers!" And he'll start gathering up some people. It'll be 2 silver for the whole group of you. Is that fine?
Yeah, that's fine. And I will pay the man.
Alright, you give him 2 silver, knock that off the sheet, and you all pile into this kind of moderately sized rowboat that only has 6 seats, and those are all occupied by the rowers, so you're all just kind of standing in the middle and at the edges of the boat, and like they are gonna try and fight this tide. I'm gonna do some... Okay, the one time I don't roll like absolute garbage as the DM. Seems like one of them, Fallen himself, is doing a very poor job at rowing, but the other 5 make up for the slack, and they fight against the stream. They don't go upstream at all, they just manage to go in a straight line sideways. And they'll sort of moor up on the other side, and they're all just going to stay there for the rest of the day, because getting back will be a nightmare. You all hop off the boat, and you are officially on the other side of the fallen bridge at Fellbridge. And from there...
Is this like a cliff?
It's not like a cliff. It's like a kind of like steep rocky edge, like to the right and the left, but then in the middle there's this little gap that they've like lodged the boat into, and you can just climb up. A little bit of rock climbing, but there's enough grip that you don't need a climbing proficiency to be able to get up there. And as you sort of walk through, you can see that no one's really traversed this particular path before. Most people that are looking to cross to head in the direction of Skytier and other villages that way just don't come to this village anymore. It's just not worth the time. And is it safe to assume you're all headed to Yzma's hut, her house that you have the address for?
I think so.
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So just drag everyone back to Fellbridge, the particular location that you're leaving from. You are heading pretty much straight south for 3 miles. What kind of travel pace are we choosing for the group to have?
I think normal gets us there in an hour, yeah?
Normal would get there in an hour. Fast would get there in like 48 minutes.
We
Almost
just
fine.
totally go.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, There's no-
Normal's fine, I guess.
What about the brutal pace, though? Get there in half an hour. Think of the savings.
The name of it entices me. Everything else does not.
I just like the idea of going at a brutal pace, a very short distance.
Yeah, right.
It's the 100-meter sprint.
Would you even have to make the check since it's not even technically an hour?
I think you would actually possibly get away with the random encounter. There might be a modifier, like advantage, disadvantage on it, based on the pace. Because obviously if you go slowly, there's less likely of an encounter. But if you go brutally, you're getting there faster, which means you're spending less time in the wilderness, but also you're really not covering your tracks in any way. Like, you might actually run into somebody that's also on the path, is also a way that it'll increase the encounter chance. Because if everyone in the world travels at a normal pace, but you go brutal, you'll catch up to people.
Right.
But I will
I
say
think normal is...
a normal pace after about how long? You travel almost the entire journey, and Yzma's hut is not on a trodden path. There's no paving, there's no road signs. You are going off of the road and just walking along swampland. However, it seems like there is one small set of tracks that you are kind of in line with, and especially Bruce, who's not keen on getting lost, both he wants to follow them, but he also wants to avoid them, because you don't want to stay on the track that someone else is on, and it's fresh tracks. It's like 2 large wagon wheels being dragged, and then just a spattering of footfalls just through the mud that you guys are traversing on. But every time you like think about, let's maybe go like a bit of a detour out this way, it's like it's taking us a bit too far off of the particular course. Whatever this caravan is has been heading directly south, and you guys are headed pretty much directly south. And after about 50 minutes of travel, you see in the distance the caravan that you guys have been following, except one of its wheels is detached, and it is like leaning at a 45-degree angle, and it's just slowly sinking into the mud. And the footfalls become very frantic that you guys are following, and in the distance you can just see vaguely the remains of battle and combat. There are some weapons lodged into the mud, there's bodies like fallen over, but you're still a good 5-minute walk from this. You can just see it in the distance.
Well, that's not good.
You guys be on your guard.
Yeah.
Can we see, like, what this fight was between? Was it between bandits and the caravan, or was it between, like, an animal?
You get a little bit closer to get a better look. Give me some investigation checks to kind of peruse the scene of the crime.
Natural 5. Oh.
Damn.
Wow.
Sorry, you needed a 20.
Yeah, I know, right? DC 20, rest in peace, Conway. I'll say both Conway and Cat, based on your redonkulous passive investigation, because I think you get +5 to your passive, which leaves it at like 20, I think it is.
Close.
Yeah, so your passive is 20, Conway rolled a 19. You guys begin investigating the scene of the battle. Bruce, I mean, it's a toppled caravan. There are a lot of footfalls, far more on the caravan you are following. So a series of humanoids have come from both sides, fought, and then kind of dispersed. That's all you get with an 11. But Cat and Conway, I'll say that it seems like this was a 3-pronged attack in the sense that there are tracks of somebody just kind of pacing in a circle in front of the path where the caravan has like stopped, maybe 100 feet off. And then that's caused the caravan to stop, and then it's been like rushed from both sides with about 5 to 10 units that seem like humanoid tracks. I mean, they've got... It seems like they're wearing shoes, and only humanoids generally do that. They don't seem necessarily extremely heavy or light, just medium creatures. We're not looking at any gnomes here, we're not looking at giants or anything. It's just normal, medium-sized humanoid creatures have rushed both sides of the caravan. They have attacked the caravan itself, caused the wheel to fall off, and you see some of the caravan guards, a mixture of humans and half-elves and elves, are like lying dead without having any weapons drawn, so this attack was fast. They got taken out pretty quickly. And then you see signs of fallen bandits. You see at least 3 or 4 bodies of dead human bandits just laying face down with no effort whatsoever to cover up any of the bodies. It seems like the combat broke out, and then it split into 2 directions. The bandits seem to have retreated in one direction, and you begin following those tracks, especially Bruce, who's an expert tracker as a ranger, and then the tracks almost begin to taper off and vanish, And I'll say, Bruce, roll me a survival check, as well as anyone else that's like interested in the bandit tracks.
Oh, God.
I mean, that's pretty good. I'll say they don't taper off naturally. Something has concealed those tracks, and even with a 23, you can't find them anymore. Like, at some point, somebody concealing tracks just does a good enough job that not only do you not have tracks to follow, you don't even have, like, a trail of concealment to follow. They've done that good of a job. And then on the other half, it seems like just as many bandits have retreated on the other direction, a two-pronged attack with, like, somebody baiting in the front. It seems like just as many people have retreated in that direction, but they have done an abysmal job of concealing their tracks. Like, it is people running through mud, leaving visibly, like, deep footprints that anyone can see and follow. They have just done a terrible job at concealing those footprints. It doesn't seem like they've tried. It seems like they have fled in an attempt to stay alive. There's also a couple of drag marks implying that maybe they've, like, kidnapped people from the caravan, or maybe they've been taking back wounded people. But it seems like at least half of these bandits have gotten away-ish.
Is there anyone in the caravan, like the guards, or anyone alive?
Give me a medicine check.
Oh, Lord.
I'll help.
Alright, Talon's gonna sort of follow you around, also looking for survivors. With a 17, you do a significantly above average job at trying to identify people that are still alive. You start feeling for pulses, feeling for breaths, and nobody survived this, like, skirmish that's still here, at least.
Does it look looted?
It does not look looted. It looks as though the combat started, maybe they bit off more than they could chew, and then, like, the combat dissipated, and it's just left, like, a caravan that is, like, still sealed. Like, no one has opened the back of the caravan and taken whatever was inside of it. All of the bodies still have weapons. Like, at the front of the caravan is the driver of the caravan. He's still holding, like, the little... the bridles? Is that what they're called? To direct the horses? The reins. The horses are long gone. There's, like, horse tracks just running into the wilderness. But, like, the driver still has a coin purse that looks pretty hefty just on his waist.
So bandits attacked this caravan, killed all the guards, then ran away without taking anything?
By my count,
Also-
the bandits didn't make off clean either. There's plenty of dead ones here.
Why the hell are they waiting here?
I'm gonna poke my head in the back of the caravan, see what's in there.
Okay, you poke your head in the back of the caravan. Give me an investigation check. It's pretty dark in there, but you have dark vision, so it's, I mean, you'd open it up so you could see, I guess. There's no point giving you disadvantage on that. Oh, shoot! It doesn't matter! You poke your head in the back of the caravan. There is the inside of a caravan and stuff. And you're like, ooh, stuff. You don't really pick up what any of it is. It looks wooden. Some of it might be crates or chests. Maybe a bit of both. You take your head out. You're about to announce what you found. And you realize, I didn't really look in there long enough to figure out what I was looking at.
Yep. Everything's still all back here. I didn't really look into it further than that, but there's stuff back here.
I still can't get over. Why were they here?
I mean, bandits stop on the road anyway. But you're right, this is a bit out of the middle of nowhere.
Do the guards have a specific uniform, or is there any way to identify where they come from?
Give me an investigation check to kind of try and discern if there's any regalias or uniforms. I'll say the closest thing to that is that it's hard to pick out who's who. Apart from the obvious caravan guards that are like pressed up, like sitting down against the toppled caravan, like dead without drawing a weapon. But for the people that have been involved in a combat, it's hard to tell who in cheap leather armor with like mundane weapons is the aggressor or the defender, or like which side they fall on. But I'll say on about half of the bodies at the site, you do find a holy symbol, but on none of the propped up bodies that are pressed against the caravan, you don't find any holy symbols on them. So the ones that you're certain are caravan guards, there's no like regalia or symbol, and they don't have holy symbols. And like about half of the other bodies do, but it's hard to tell which are which. And you would know that holy symbols can just mean that the person is religious, or that they're like, maybe they're the guy from The Mummy and they're hoping to pretend to be religious to appeal to people that are. It doesn't necessarily mean anything, but it's the closest thing you can get to that. Like, it's just a mixture of light and medium armors and just assorted mundane weapons. None are in good condition either.
I probably should know this. Is it just like holy symbols to the autarch, or is it to is there a pantheon that
give
I
me
should
a
know
religion
about?
check, as well as Kat, who I guess found the holy symbols and is then taken over to Talon.
Yo, Talon, what's this?
You tell me.
I'll say that both of you identify that none of these, absolutely none of them, are holy symbols to the autarch, which is like the semi-demigod figure that just roams around getting up to no good, bad stuff style. Every single one of these holy symbols is a different design or material. There are wooden ones that are just a triangle with a hole drilled in it. There are square ones that seem like they spin in place whilst attached to the thing. There's one that looks like a crudely like chipped stone in maybe like a cone shape, and then it seems kind of damaged, like something was snapped off the front of it, and like maybe it's a cone, maybe it's a horn, maybe it's like half of a windmill. It's hard to tell, but none of these are the same. They're all just various holy symbols that get tied up into just the gods that people end up just coming up with in the outer villages. Because, I mean, if you're a cleric and you learn holy magic and you make up a god, or you don't have a god, or regardless of who it is, you still get spells, you can still do magic. A holy symbol, no matter how well it's made or what god it's to, still has the same effect on an undead if you jam it in its eye sockets. These seem like maybe discount store holy symbols that people have bought in an effort just to have them.
Yeah. And if you said these are more similar to what we would find in the outer villages, that
they're like bargain bin outer village holy symbols. You'd never find these stuff peddled in the capital.
Which is more likely that it came from the bandits then.
Maybe we should have a look at the stuff inside the caravan.
Yeah.
If it's anything valuable or
I'm gonna cast detect magic.
Alright. Are we sitting down for a 10-minute chiller, or are we straight up blasting? Alright, straight up blasting. I can respect that. See, if you'd gone at a brutal pace, that's 3 rituals.
Oh, shit, guys. He's got a point.
With the detect magic, I will say that there is absolutely nothing magic within 30 feet, apart from the stuff you already know about, like your own magic weapons and items that the group has. Mm-hmm. There is nothing about this site whatsoever. The caravan, the bodies, the equipment on the bodies, the stuff on the inside of the caravan, nothing, absolutely nothing is magical.
Okay. I don't know if you rule it this way, but like residual magic from the battle.
I'll say give me an Arcana check, which you're pretty good at, to try and push the limits of detect magic for like residual magic. 29! My lord. With a 29, there is absolutely 0 residual magic. You're like picking up bits of mud and smelling it and licking it. There's not even the taste of magic having ever touched this soil. No druid has ever been through here. No cleric has ever blessed this land. This is like 50 years plus no magic has ever been done in this spot, apart from the magic you just did.
Okay.
What about where the tracks
The
disappear?
trails, yeah.
Where the tracks begin to disappear, kind of walk up that way and have Bruce, lead you over there, because you're trying to follow them, and you've lost them before they disappear, and he'll guide you through them. It doesn't seem like they were concealed with magical means at all. It just seems like someone did a really good job of mundanely covering the tracks, and similarly for the other tracks that are very obvious, like blood splatter, drag marks, foot stomps, and all sorts. There's still a boot left in one of the the muddy footprints. No magic on any of that trail either. So both sides had nothing magical to work with, no magic users, or at least none that would want to out themselves. But you think that someone would in a life-death situation like that.
Okay.
Anything, Talon?
No, less than nothing. Like a notable amount of nothing.
This is a bit of a head scratcher.
Am I the only one thinking that we might as well take a few things from the caravan while we're here?
I mean, if you insist.
That took you a lot, Conway.
Can't let it go to waste.
Exactly.
I'm not one to pass up corn.
Can you convince me that it isn't stealing?
They're
Please?
dead.
Is
There's
it
no one
stealing
to
when
steal
everyone's
from.
dead?
Oh, so you're saying that it has no owner anymore?
As we have determined via the mending spell you cast on my arm, a dead person is no longer a person but an object. We can steal from these objects.
Well, objects.
I mean, take.
possession.
Take. Not steal.
Objects that are incapable of possession. So,
Exactly.
all right. Yep. I just needed you to convince me, so I didn't have to arrest you.
I even use magic.
Lovely. I'm gonna go into the back of the caravan and poke around, opening all the stuff.
Alright, you start looting the whole shenanigan. I mean, there's no real point rolling for this, because you'll just kind of pry everything open and find pretty much everything. I will say... I mean, someone might want to write this down, because I'm just going to be reading out as, I get to it.
Open up Word.
So, the first thing you find, Kat, pretty interesting to you, is a small box of bullets that seem like they may or may not be compatible with Bruce's gun, but you don't know because you're not, a gun wizard. And there are 13 bullets in there. Likewise, you find a large amount of crates that just have the mundane supplies required to, manage a long-distance trip. So there is a lot of barrels of water, there are crates of, dried rations, and there is a lot of that. If you want to take it, I can put a number on it, but there's a lot.
I mean, I'm not gonna say no to rations. I'm quite well.
Alright, so it's about 80 sets of rations. 80 days worth of rations.
I'll split that between the group.
So that would be a number each, 13 each-ish.
Rations
will
are
say-
expensive, baby.
Kat, you also sniff out a false panel with your passive investigation in the cart, and you sort of peel it back, and there is a very small secret stash that has a silver ring, a gold necklace, and a vial of unidentified drugs. They're all little pills and parcels.
I will hide those from the group and just sneak them into my bag.
Alright, sleight of hand to sneak the jewelry and the drugs.
Well, maybe not the drugs, just the
Okay.
jewelry.
Okay, just the drugs. And you're sneaking them into your mouth, right?
No. In my bag.
Alright.
Please tell me somebody was a passive higher than 14.
Perception?
Other than Cat. Yeah.
Yes.
What's it?
Alright, so anyone with a
10.
passive perception above a 14 can see Cat find a secret panel, hold out a bunch of drugs in one hand, and then pocket something with the other hand.
I had I have a 14.
How do you do your passive?
It's
So,
10 plus the modifier. So imagine you rolled a 10.
what do you got there, Cat?
Yeah, you're not holding that on your friends, are you?
I mean, I would never. I found some hidden drugs of some kind, if anyone wants to sniff them out.
And the
Either
things you put in your
literally-
pocket?
I mean, I don't know what you're on about, dear Bruce. I would never.
Yeah, let's not exactly have it out here. Just, we're in this together, right?
Fine. Take out the jewelry that I pocketed. I like shiny things. You can't fault me for that.
I mean, we can.
True.
We are.
If it makes you feel any better, I would have done the same thing.
Thank you.
Really? It makes me feel worse.
What's those drugs about? Tablet.
Why are you asking me? I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. Drugs are basically potions.
I don't
Right?
think that's true, but okay. I'm not an expert.
That person in the slums lied to me then.
I can see if they're medicinal, maybe?
Medicinal.
I'll say, if you have an alchemy set, you can roll me that. Otherwise, I think nature or survival fits for identifying unknown drugs. If you have a garbage honor score like below 7, I say you could roll that.
I just got bumped up to 8.
So you would be the drug expert.
Damn it.
I've got a 6.
Alright, roll me an
Hey.
honor then. If you have low honor, it makes sense you might be able to identify illegal drugs. You're aiming for a low check and a 9. So, Phelan, you know your way around a whole bunch of drugs and the way these things are stored and what they're stored with and, like, the particular scent of them. These are some extremely powerful painkillers that would do, like... They would kind of knock somebody out of being fully aware of their surroundings type painkillers.
You got some roofies on your hands there, boys.
How would they be taken? Not that I want to take them, but if I want to drug someone with them.
Like you
Calm
talking
down,
suppository or
They would have to be
Intravenous?
digested in some form of way. Whether or not you like melt it into a cup of tea, or just feed it to them like in food, or as our resident anal expert Conway identified, if you put them so far up as a suppository, that would also work.
classic?
Reminder that this is going on YouTube.
I mean, you guys found stuff
He's
and were
leaving-
like, can I put it in my ass? That's not something I can control.
Speaking of Conway, when are you leaving to go talk to your electrician?
I just got a call. It's gonna be tomorrow, so we're okay.
Ah,
He's real cheap, but he's a bit of a flake. So
was there anything else in the cart, or was the false?
Yeah,
model
back
stuff
to the
last
loot.
bit?
You find, like, pressed very carefully in a back corner behind a crate. Like, somebody has hidden it from plain view, but not in, like, a secret compartment. You find a folder that you, like, open up, and there are, like, little subdivisions of each page that contain rare pennies.
Aww.
Just somebody's copper coin collection, and it seems like they're, like, only a couple of pages from a complete collection of whatever this folder is. But as with kind of a lot of commoner possessions, there's not like information on the front or back about it, because most commoners can't read or write, so it's just a plain folder. There's a couple of barrels you identify that don't have clean water in, but instead have like a murky, like alcoholic substance, but you're not quite sure what. It just seems like all of the alcohol they could find poured into a keg and then hidden nearish to the back. And then there's just like sets of clothes, like tent pegs, stuff that's required to set up campsites, because obviously it's a traveling caravan, cooking ingredients, just general everyday survival needs stuff, cutlery, blah blah blah. Nothing that would really interest you guys in taking, probably, but God knows what you do actually want.
Cutlery's
Yeah.
expensive.
Is it silver cutlery?
No, it's like garbage pewter cutlery.
Garbage.
I mean, it's rusty. It's not good
It's
cutlery.
texture.
Yeah.
How?
Alright, well, Talon and Conway can add 6 sets of rusted pewter cutlery that each weigh 7 pounds to their inventory.
Nothing.
You've got plates, you've got bowls, cups. It's not just
That's too much for
cutlery!
me. That weighs a bit too much for me.
I'm gonna use my travel cup and get me a road beer.
Alright, you scoop
Oh,
yourself a
jeez.
road beer.
Just to sip on that while everybody's looking at stuff.
Tastes pretty bad, but it's alcohol.
Oh yeah, you said
Pretty
that
much
the,
my relationship with alcohol.
You said that the drivers still have their coin purse on them?
Yeah, the driver out front is like an unarmed commoner that still has a coin purse.
You said a heavy coin purse too.
Oh yeah, it's like bulging. Like, ready to explode.
What about the other corpses?
Oh, it's a bomb.
It's not a bomb. Not everything is a bomb.
You're like subtly.
Amongst
ready to
the
explode.
other bodies, you would, if you wanted to, be able to like go through pockets and find like letters to loved ones,
Oh, God.
jewelry that contains pictures of wives and children. Need I go on? Like, there's nothing of value on really any of the other bodies. There's a couple of sets of armor, like there's some padded armor, some leather armor. There's even like a third of a set of chainmail, like just the gloves, chest, and like that's pretty much it. But it's all like rusted and battle worn. Like, these people are dead. They've suffered mortal wounds through the armor. So like the guy wearing chainmail has a great axe shaped hole in the chainmail, and then the great axe has like a bunch of chips on it for it's cleaved into a person. Like, these are low quality weapons that have been used. There's not really much like of value to collect. All of the arrows that are like inside of people, like you could maybe pull them out, but like they've been damaged and dulled at this point.
Alright, just money then, I guess.
Alright, so you loot up the coin purse, you get yourself 1 coin purse, and 106 copper coins.
Oh
You-
shit.
Nice.
You dig through it, and one of these copper coins isn't in the rare penny collection yet.
Aw.
I will
Yeah.
give it to the person with the rare penny collection.
So how fresh is this site? Like, just as a guess.
Give me a medicine check.
I will help.
With Talon's help. Pretty fresh. Like, within the last 6 hours, but no fresher than like 1 or 2 hours. We're looking at like between 2 and 6-ish hours. Like, maybe it's 1 hour 45, maybe it's 7 hours, or it's something in between 2 and 6. Not far off from there.
So between 2 and 6 hours?
Yeah, ish.
Up to you if you want to follow these trails or not. I can still see where they're going with the messier trail, the one with all the blood and
Yeah.
the drag marks. And
How many more minutes to Yzma's place?
You're like maybe 10 minutes from Yzma's place.
I'll have to check to make sure everything's okay there.
Let's go handle Yzma's place first.
Well, I don't know why I was sneaking suspicion she might be involved in this.
You know, I have no idea. I wasn't told much about her, just that I need to see that, just to need the landlady is watching or something like that.
Yeah, and what better way to show that than whenever she's in trouble, people sent by the landlady come to bail her out.
Fair enough. Check her place.
I think so.
Well, those drag marks are a bit of a bad sign. That might mean they took prisoners.
Oh, I'm sure they did.
Yeah, but if it was hours ago, they're either going to kill them on the spot, or they're going to hold them for a while.
I suppose so. What do you guys think? We are close to Yzma, so...
Maybe Yzma would have some knowledge or information about why this caravan was here and what the nature of the bandits are and where they might be hiding.
Yeah.
Fair.
Also, DM, what does that silver ring look like? Like, what kind of finger would it fit?
It is just a plain silver band, and you try to put it on each of your fingers, and it fits on every single finger, including the thumb. So it's a ring for somebody that has larger fingers than your elven hand. I mean, do you have proficiency in I think it's jeweler's kit?
No.
There's not much you would be able to roll to figure out the make and design for which finger or what race or really anything. It's just a plain silver band. Similar for the gold necklace is just a piece of thread string and then a gold locket on the end of it.
Oh. Conway, try on this ring.
Alright. I will take the silver ring and try and put it on.
I mean, on a scale of bone boy to sausage, what kind of fingers does Conway have?
He's a lean man, maybe a little bit of meat.
Alright, I'd say that it comfortably fits on every single finger, including your thumbs, and on the fingers especially, it seems like it has a bit of give. If you turn your hand upside down, it'll just slip off and fall.
Who's got the chubbiest fingers in this group? Because this is silver, and we would all know what silver does to some of the monsters around here.
Biggest hands. Or Phelan, one of the two of us.
I refuse to answer because my fingers are not chubby.
Yeah, Bruce, don't make such insinuations. But Phelan is more likely to punch someone or something, so maybe Phelan should try it on.
Phelan, do you want to try the ring?
If you're not going to try it, I'll try it. I don't care.
Go
either
for
way.
it.
Alright,
Okay,
Phelan,
I'll try it. My
can you
fingers
roll
are not
me-
chubby.
Can you roll me
They might be chubby, your hands are just big.
a charisma saving throw?
Oh shit.
No. Oh no.
As all of your fears about having fat fingers flash before your eyes, it doesn't even go on the fingertip. You can't even force you can get a claw in and then nothing else, and then you tell yourself, no, it's not my hands are big, it's that this is a ring for stupid fat children or something.
That's right.
That's it.
Bruce, you might want to give it a try.
Alright, I'll give it a shot.
I'll say, Bruce, you could barely crush it onto a pinky, but I'm not sure if you would want to because the chances of getting it off without butter is very slim.
Butter.
Yeah, I imagine he's going to put it on the tip of his pinky, and that's about as far as it's going to go, and he's just going to kind of show. It's nah, it's not really going to fit me.
Oh my lord.
Sarsol?
What is this Cinderella
Sassel.
story you guys are doing?
Sarsol's in the middle, right?
It just makes
Sarsol's
sense.
just right in this.
I haven't even tried it. Maybe Talon? I don't know.
Sarsalt is the baby bear in this Goldilocks situation.
Just
Sarsdal might want some bling.
We want to keep Sarsel safe.
So you hand the ring to Sarsel, and he's gonna like examine it and blink at it a little bit. What is this?
It's a ring. You put it
Wear
on,
it on your finger.
if it fits.
Yeah, don't force it.
He's going to attempt to place it on like some of his fingers, and like it'll slide on and be a bit slack on most of them. And then like his left index finger is like the perfect thickness that it goes on, and it just sits comfortably without cutting off any circulation. And he'll like
Hallelujah!
he'll hold out his hands with like his nails pointing towards himself, and he'll smile at it. I like it.
It's yours then.
Looks good.
so Cat wins the wedding. I can prepare ceremony.
I don't think she's
And a
dignifying
silver
that with a
ring.
response. Sorry, Toe. It was a good joke.
Rip.
Well then, I guess we need to head on up to Easmus.
Nobody.
Wait. Hold on. Before we go too far. So that nightmare was because someone left a horse corpse out, and it got raised.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no.
Christ, I just got feeling back in my arm.
All right. Are we gonna
I
burn?
really
the
don't want to do that
caravan,
again.
or-
Yeah, do we bury the bodies? Do we burn them?
I think it's easier to burn them.
Burn
Yeah.
them would be better, just in case they come up from under the ground.
Would
We
we
have to get
just get
close to
crunchy
it.
zombies then, or would that actually stop it?
I think burning covers it.
Get out.
We'll burn them, we'll come back, and we'll bury the ashes. How about that?
Sounds
Or
good.
I could like sacred flame the shit out for a minute each.
Could do that.
Might
Mhm.
be faster. I don't know. How many bodies are there?
I mean, I haven't got an exact number, but we're looking at like maybe 15-ish bodies.
No, that's a decent amount of time. You want to spend 15 minutes of me just sacred flaming?
Yeah, while we do that, we can just divvy up all the loot.
Sure.
All right. So
For example, Bruce, will these bullets fit?
I don't know. Let's see.
yeah,
Do they
bullets
fit
seem
the gun?
compatible with your gun. Feels good.
I'll take them then.
And Talon spends about 15 to 20 minutes sacred flaming pretty much the entire site. These old pillars fly down from the heavens and just like continue hammering onto the bodies that are present until all of these bodies are just like steaming piles of radiant ash. And there's a whole bunch of little circle scorch marks in like the mud and the weeds.
Mm-hmm.
But you did it, and even if these things were to raise as zombies, they would like probably not have much to work with.
All right. Tizma?
These ones.
Alright, I'm gonna refill my beer.
Okay.
This is your third beer now, right? It's been
Yeah.
15 minutes.
It's more like hooch, isn't it?
Grog.
We used
Yeah,
to call
it's
that.
got a little bit more of a kick than beer, but
We'd call that in the slums a graveyard where all flavor goes to die.
Oh, yeah.
So unrefined.
It's like a suicide, but for alcohol.
Some type of squad.
You guys spend about 15 minutes walking to the site of Yzma's place, and then you spend about 15 minutes circling the site of where you thought that Yzma's place is, and you're just kind of walking around this miry swamp, like just wetland, and there's just nothing. There's a couple of dead trees. Every now and then you see like the shambling like existence of a zombie just in the distance lumbering around, and one time one of them gets like a bit ballsy and starts heading towards you, and literally any of you just hit it with something and it dies. But you think back to when you went to the mayor's office and he told you the location of where her hut is supposed to be, and I mean, it's just not here. And Bruce, the ranger that cannot get lost, assures you that he has not taken you a wrong direction or anything. You're in the location. You've scouted back and forth, and it just doesn't really seem to be anything.
Is there any sign that anything was here?
Give me investigation or survival.
We'll go with survival.
While he's doing that, thinking back, did that guy seem like shifty when he was giving us the information? Like, did he lie to us?
Give me a retroactive antique insight check. I mean, it didn't seem like he was sketchy. Like, he was a bit off of himself because he was the mayor of a small village that's on a downturn, but you guys asked for the information, he charged you 1 copper coin to go pick it out of the file, and then he pretty much handed you guys the file and let you look at it, and Bruce memorized, like, the route for it, and, like, there's not really an opportunity for him to have done anything unless the file itself was interfered with. Bruce, as a good tracker with decent skills in it, you do, like, a good perimeter for, like, another 10 minutes, and there is a lot of fresh, like, zombie wandering tracks of just some mindless undead just going in whatever direction it happens to go in. But given the recency of the tidal wave that sort of, like, hit this whole area, this place seems almost wiped clean, and then on that, like, clean slate is just zombies wandering around. It's also kind of hard to track where the further out you've gone, and now the closer to, like, Yzma's location, the more water there is in the swamps. So you're kind of squelching around in knee-high swamp water at this point. Every now and then there's a bit of land to go on, and you stand on it, but there's just not really anything here to work with. But I will say, with a 22 and just kind of cat's passive perception, you spy an undead crocodile zombie just chilling. And you think to yourself, oh yeah, I guess animals can become undead too. That makes sense. That thing looks scary. And during the course of the 10-15 minutes of Bruce tracking and Phelan thinking back, like, a couple more just, like, ragged, half-dead, washed-up zombies, like, approach the group, and I mean, literally any of you can click any ability and you will kill them, because they have no health, barely any AC, they're already half dead. Yeah, Town Sacred Flames, one just turns to dust and it's gone. There's, like, one more if anyone wants to get that one.
I'll always
Cat
be up.
somehow misses.
Yay! I'll be up for any.
Alright, Phelan
Working
plays a
clean
bit
up.
of golf with a zombie. And punts it about 60 feet back, and it's dead forever.
Are there any, like, trees around?
There's, like, a whole bunch of, like, dead trees, but nothing that seems livable. Like, there's no tree houses.
How
Yeah,
deep
that's
did you
what
say
I
the
was
water
thinking.
The water ranges from, like, you're walking on, like, small stretches of, like, muddy land to, super deep. Like, sometimes, like, you look and you just don't see the bottom of a particular puddle, and it's not even like a large, it's like a manhole-sized piece of water, and it just goes the whole way down.
Do we know what race Yzma is? Like, she live underwater?
I believe Bruce knows that she's a human, but you have possible reason to believe she might be a swamp hag. Because apparently she took all the books out of the library on how not to look like a hag.
I don't think she's here.
Yeah. If she had a house out here, though, she must have had problems with full moons before, right?
Yeah.
Probably.
So she's got to have something in reserve for when it happens. If she wants
Maybe
to
that's
keep
her
her
caravan
safe.
returning?
That's a good point. It could be that.
If is it possible that she could have hidden her house by some magical means? I'll ask Talon because he seems the smart one.
I mean, I could detect magic again.
Might be worth it. I mean, I think she's a hag. I'm not gonna lie.
No, yeah.
Never met her. Can't say.
So this might be a good time now. Bruce, I'm trying to remember, were you specifically instructed not to hurt her?
Yes.
Fuck.
I was told just to come find her and remind her that the landlady is watching or whatever. Something to let her know that no matter where she goes, she can't escape the watch of the landlady.
So, I think you guys know that I have a problem with hags.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's gonna be a tough one. I'll try not to do anything stupid.
Maybe she's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, if she's at least as nice as the landlady, she's manageable.
I will cast Detect Magic.
Alright.
I think I'm gonna ritual it this time.
Alright, so you sit down and chill for 10 minutes and you ritual detect magic. I'll say at this point, from the hour's travel, plus the caravan investigation, plus like the division of loot, plus 20 minutes of sacred flaming, plus a walk to here, plus a walk around here, plus following both of the treks a little bit to see where they went, and now a ritual cast. Given that it's about 5:20-ish p.m. exactly, the sun is like slowly lowering. It's not sunset, it's not dark yet, but it is leaving. You finish the detect magic, and in contrast to about 10 minutes north, there's kind of just this dull, soft necromancy magic to everything. The soil, the water, the undead crocodile that's inching closer, and every time it inches closer you take a step away and then it goes back to where it was. All of it is necromantic, and you feel like if somebody was buried in this area, within 2 days they would be up wandering around like these zombies that you're currently dispatching of that don't really serve as a threat, but more of just a way to like I mean, they're not doing anything. They're purposeless, but they would kill commoners if they tried to come here. It's just because you guys are level 5 adventurers, they're nothing to you. But this is probably maybe why the trading caravan was armed if they were headed to here. But you don't find anything that you're like, I think you're hunting for, such as illusion magic or like enchantment on like a 20-foot square to like hide something from view. It just seems there's this just dull, dead necromantic magic to this whole area, and you don't actually scout the whole area because it lasts 10 minutes, and it took you 10 minutes to do it, and you're like walking up and down trying to like get the whole area in its little bubble. And this is a large area. This is a large like miry swamp area that you're in that has this feeling to it. And I mean, circles are quite large, so I'd say you cover like the central point and a bit of a radius out, but it's not like you can hit the whole swamp with that.
Are there any, like, live animals in the area?
Oh
Or is it
no,
just-
nothing. No birds are
Okay.
singing, no wildlife is here. There's just dead stuff.
Did we find the only swamp with no mosquitoes? No,
There
yeah.
are no mosquitoes. You are mosquito-less.
Oh, they're zombie mosquitoes.
And
Do we
you
know
had
if
to bring
it-
it up.
Does it get stronger in any direction? The necromantic.
I will say, like, from your 10-minute walk around, there is, like, nowhere of it is stronger. It's just all equally, just necromantic and, like, just kind of a dull undertone of it being there. It's not like something was cast here today. It's more like it just kind of is how it is, or something big happened here a long time ago, maybe.
Well, I think we kind of hit a dead end here. Maybe we should go back and follow the caravan path. See where that leads us.
Yeah,
It's,
it is getting dark though.
Well, there were supplies back there. Maybe make camp there. Follow in the morning. Or do we want to
Can
go
you
into
draw
town?
the tide lines again?
Sure thing. I can put you on. Oh, you're already on the regional map, so you want the GM layer, tide lines. So the orange is as far as it can possibly get on a full moon, which just happened, and the yellow is where it gets every single day when the tide washes in. And you guys are currently at Yzma's hut.
So we're
You are-
north of where the tide would normally go.
You are north of like the expected tide line, so you would assume that the tide would not hit your current location. And not only that, but like you're 3 miles from the tide line. Like that's
Yeah,
like
It's a good
it's a
way to-
decent spread. It's not like you're sitting on it. I wouldn't consider that a chancy maneuver to take.
okay. I mean, I guess we could if you you trust the woods like this.
Hmm.
Maybe that
That
caravan knows something about Yzma. We should probably track it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were coming all the way out here for some reason. So,
How much time do we have left, Bruce, before we gotta...
Couple days. But I had 2 weeks, and that was what started 3 days before the end of the month. Something along those lines.
we got time. We can find it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So caravan, I
So-
guess.
Yeah, that possibly sounds good, I guess. No way criminals return to the scene of the crime or nothing. Unheard of.
Yeah. Okay.
Even if they do, that's somebody to ask questions. After we kick their ass, of course, but...
True. It's certainly better than this dank swamp.
Yeah. No, we should get out of the necromancy zone.
Yeah.
You guys head out of the necromancy swamp, which takes a little bit of time. because obviously you ventured like 10-15 minutes in, so you have to take that same amount of time to get out. And it's not like you feel any different or you've taken any damage, but it just generally is assumed not to be an enjoyable experience, to just be surrounded in an area that just kind of has death. There's not like living flowers, there's no birds or fawns or rabbits, it's just a whole bunch of death, and every now and then some zombie like wanders over and you have to kill it, and it's like, okay, just not a great time. So you guys head back over to the roadside ambush, and you're kind of there-ish, and at this point, now that it's like the sun is beginning to set a bit more, and we're looking at like a 5:30, 5:40ish, I'll say that in the distance you can see a large column of smoke coming from the direction of the obvious tracks rather than the hidden tracks. And it seems where whoever has gone in that direction has set up camp for the night.
Well, they didn't get too far, it seems.
We might be able to make it there before nightfall.
What's up?
We could maybe make it there before nightfall.
Yeah,
We could just try and take care of it.
Yeah. Who knows?
That's
They might
right.
not even be the bad guy. We feeling it? We want to chance it, or we want to go to bed at 5?
I'd rather chance it, especially if there's prisoners.
I'm up for getting squirrely.
Go with you, Bruce? Cat?
Works for me.
Yeah, why not?
Alrighty.
Alright. So you guys begin following the quote-unquote obvious tracks, and I'll say that that's where we're gonna call for the halfway break. A bit of a cliffhanger.
Well,
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. Whoever's in charge of the objectives, there's one that's just got we.
Yeah,
it's I put it there so I wouldn't have to add the text again, changing everything. Just being lazy.
Okay. That's fair. I can appreciate laziness when I see it.
Indeed.
And we're not allowed to use the usual elevator break music because YouTube has automatic software to
That elevator
detect
break, isn't that royalty free?
I don't know, and I don't think so. And some stuff claims to be royalty free, but isn't. And it's like a whole side of YouTube that's really sketch. About 50% of the music that I've used that claims to be royalty free is like it has royalties, and they immediately strike your video, and it's like, oh.
So,
thanks.
so covering that particular song, there was a YouTube series I used to watch that also used that as their title theme.
Ah.
So that's part of why I like the elevator song.
Alright, I'm putting it on, and if we get struck, I'm blaming Bruce.
Yeah, it's okay if you want to do that. I mean, if I'm wrong, so are they for years.
I mean, they might just not care about monetization and just eat it. Like, I don't run
That's
video
true,
adverts, even though they pay more, because video adverts are just obnoxious.
Just to be safe, why don't we go to Kevin McLeod's YouTube page?
Oh, it's too late. I've played 30 seconds of it. If it is, it's done. It's over.
All right, well.
Alright, I'm gonna be right back.
Alright, I'm back. Oh, we are playing the elevator music.
Yep.
Nice.
Can't hear it. Which makes me sad.
Didn't you
But
turn it
I
off?
didn't mute the music. It's no, it's just not playing.
Oh.
I just see elevator music, something background music, and it's just not running on my end. It doesn't show a duration. It doesn't show its current position. It just won't run. It could be a script that's getting blocked. No, there's no script being blocked on Roll20. I don't understand. Indeed. However, on Uber Eats, there's a ton. It's blocking like 2,000 scripts.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah. So what's left to do on the electrical that you've got the guy coming out for?
We're just setting up the wiring to the outside lights now. But that's going to be tomorrow because he called off, which is good. Don't have to miss
Yeah, it's
that.
good for today.
Yeah, I felt bad. It was like Saturday again. Oh, jeez. Just had that. Didn't have to leave then. Did miss the other session though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot Popeye sold tea by the
What? What'd you say?
I forgot that Popeyes sold tea by the gallon.
Oh yeah.
Just
Every
make
chicken
it.
place does.
Does KFC do it?
Probably.
I mean,
I know.
does Chick-fil-A do it? Have I just not been paying attention? It's possible everyone does.
I think Chick-fil-A might. I don't know. Like stuff like Bojangles, Churches.
Yeah, Chicken Express did.
Yeah.
What are they doing?
I'm ordering food. I'm ordering fried chicken for later, and I just was looking at the menu and I saw like 1 gallon sweet tea, sweet spelled with 4 E's. It's just like,
Oh, yeah.
what the hell?
Sweet tea.
Lots of places do that.
I forgot that.
Could have been worse. Could have been sweat tea.
Yeah, that would be gross.
Alright, is everyone back from their breaks?
Just the right amount of salt.
Give me like 5 minutes.
Oh, the 5-minute break is when you get your
Not even
fucking
5 minutes. Just like, I want to see if I can have this be an order later thing,
Okay.
and to just handle this, and I'll be ready to go.
Okay.
Good lord.
What everybody thinks gonna happen.
I don't really know.
I think we're gonna die.
This is it, boys.
I've got my 2 spells back. We'll be fine.
mean, you guys are running at like 95% because you only had that one fight.
Yeah.
Talon got a refund on his spell.
I did.
All right, I'm good to go.
Hey. Alright, go back to the old roll call. Have we got Bruce?
No, I'm not here.
Oh no. Got Talon?
Yep.
Got Cat?
Who's to say?
You guys are a nightmare. We got Phelan. Ooh.
Oh, that's me. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Ryan's behind the screen like, oh, whoever Phelan is in trouble. Wait, shit, that's me. No, it's me. And finally, Conway.
Yes.
Alrighty. So we'll get back into things with you guys following the obvious tracks. There's no need for any rolls on this because they are so obvious. I mean, no one's covered them. There's a little bit of blood dripping down on the ground. There is a lot of footprints. I'd say, actually, Bruce, you get like a thing knowing about the amount of people you are tracking, right?
I believe so.
Ping that if you can.
That's for favored enemy, isn't it?
No, it's part of Natural Explorer. You learn their exact number, their sizes, and how long ago they passed the area.
Alright, give me a survival check then, and I'll give you some exact numbers. You are looking at 11 medium humanoids, maybe 10 medium and 1 small. Like, it's more that I'm not sure. You guys begin following this trail, and it only goes on for about 5 to 10 minutes, and the sun is beginning to set sort of behind and with you as you approach upon a small wilderness campsite, which is sort of just built in the middle of a small swamp area, so it's got like a natural moat to it. You can see the tents are set up. Most of them are just the normal triangular tents, and there's one slightly more rounded tent. They've got some logs pulled up by a fire where they seem like they're cooking something as well as eating and just generally moving around and talking. There's a bit of life to the camp. Other than that, it's just generally surrounded by swamp bushes and just this kind of semicircular waterway. And you guys should be on the map. I don't think anybody's missing, but let me know if I've forgotten your token.
I think we're all here.
Free to explore.
So I can see a person in the distance.
Presumably so. They have a campfire going. Which
No,
is
I mean over here.
Okay, yeah.
Nearby
there is,
it.
looks like a commoner man, just in just normal common clothes, just like a tunic that has a piece of rope tied around the waist to kind of tie it off, and it seems like he's gathering leaves and branches from whatever kind of shrub, bush, tree this is. And he's like bundling those up.
Does he look like the bodies we saw out in the waste? Or is it like a bandit? Does he just look like he was someone who was in the caravan? What sort of vibe does he give?
He's, like, as you look him over, you see that he's armed with a dagger, but he doesn't have armor. You don't see a holy symbol on him, but, I mean, it's hard to make that distinction looking at someone gathering stuff from behind. Like, it's just a tough one to do.
There's a guy over there. Should I go talk to him? Or do we want to keep low key on this?
Maybe we should observe for it at first, just in case.
Yeah, let's observe for a bit.
All right. You're... Wait, I can't see you, Bruce.
That's good.
Maybe you get a bit closer.
I am right next to you.
Not me. I'm talking about them.
Sure. I'm going to attempt to sneak up and over towards this guy. To about here, probably.
Alright, give me a stealth check with advantage, because there's, like, no source of natural light, and you're a Gloomstalker, so you are utterly invisible. So the only thing that will betray you is making some noise or stonking. With an 18, that's pretty good, and you can get pretty much as close as you want to this figure. It's definitely a human commoner. Has like this soft, sandy brown hair-ish, like a sandy brown blonde type color. Again, they're just in this tunic that's tied off at the waist by a piece of rope, and in that rope there's like the sheath to a dagger, and they're gathering stuff from the shrubs, and it doesn't seem like they have any idea that you're there.
I'm gonna keep going.
Okay.
Try to go past him and skirt the fire.
Sounds good. As you walk, you know that you're following like the footmark tracks as well as the blood tracks towards this campfire, if you haven't already seen those, but getting within 5 feet, I feel like I'll point them out to you as well.
Yeah.
Heading closer, you can see like a much larger man. Like, seems like he's about 6'5", just a tall half-elf figure that's a bit burly. And it seems like he is packing barrels, like picking them up, moving them, stacking them correctly, like checking the contents of them, maybe performing inventory. And like, give me a perception check. It seems like he's just riffing one-liners to himself, like under his breath, like he's almost like warming up some kind of comedy routine. He's just like trying to make this experience of doing inventory more enjoyable for himself. So if he pulls something out of the barrel and he can do some wordplay with it, he'll do that. Or like if it looks vaguely humanoid, he will like play with it as if it's like an animated object with his imagination, and like do a roleplay scene with it and then put it back in, and just like he's trying to make some fun out of this inventory stacking that he's doing.
Keep on moving.
All right.
Keep on going round.
Sure thing. You skirt around the side of a tent, and you can see that there are these giant creatures, like actually giant creatures, like we're talking the 2x2 square taker creatures. They seem to be like skewered onto this giant turning like spit, and they've been cooked, and there are like chunks of them that have been removed and served already. And whilst the creature looks like hideous and monstrous, that's more what you observe from like looking at this waste pile here, like the severed hands and claws and like talons and stuff. The meat itself looks and smells quite good. If you want, you can roll me a nature check. The 6, I mean, just today it just slips away from you. You're not quite sure what these are. I mean, you're looking at severed body parts here and then cooked body here, so it's hard to play like jigsaw with them and try to figure out what they are.
How's it looking by the fire?
By the fire, it seems like there is an assortment of people. There's a guy, like, standing on top of this log, like, barking out orders and instructions and pointing at things, and what jumps out to you is that it seems like he's armed with both a gun and a scimitar, which is like, hang on a minute, that's my shtick, because you have a cutlass and a gun. There's another dude that's got, like, a hefty rifle, there's a dwarf in heavy armor with a scythe, and there's some dude that's just asleep, leaning against the thing, and at first you're not sure if it's a child, but it seems like it's either a halfling or a child. And then there's, like, a young woman in a dress just reading from a stack of books, just to the group. And I'll say, just with your passive perception, you wager that the tents are not empty. Like, they're closed and sealed and, like, fully closed, whereas, like, if nobody was in them and nobody was resting or, like, wounded, they would just be open and people would be going in and out of them. But it seems like they are deliberately closed and fully sealed off to not allow the noise of the campfire and the people talking there to wake anybody inside.
I guess I'm going to circle around the backside of the campfire.
Okay.
Kind of scout the whole thing out.
Sure thing. I'll say you definitely hear snoring from this particular tent, and that, like, double checks the theory you had that, hey, people are probably in there. You see, like, a fish wire post trapping mechanism here. It seems like they're trying to block stuff from getting from the water to the campsite. And then you look, and there are definitely a large portion of, like, large creature tracks here, and it seems like maybe a struggle. And you wager this might be where they caught the creatures that they have cooked.
Continuing around. So of the... Wait a minute. Okay, that just looks like flowers on a thing. This here.
Okay. Yeah, it's like a fancy tree that's blossoming at the minute.
Yeah. It also looked like sheep or something in it.
Meh.
Yeah. Seems there's about 7 or 8 active people right now. Some people sleeping in tents. There were 11 or so on the tracks up here, so covers that.
Anything that might identify them as the people from the caravan?
No, but they've been here a bit. They've killed something big. I couldn't really tell what, but they've killed it. Are you alright?
We're teaching Valen how to make a signal whistle out of a blade of grass.
Yeah.
You know, there's not a whole lot. Something like that would draw attention.
Yeah. Well,
but what I was going to say
is there
no, go ahead.
Is there anything identifiable on them that matches anything we found in the caravan?
I didn't get that close. I tried to stay clear of the fire. They all just more or less look like commoners for the most part. There are a couple who've got weapons. They got scythes. They've got. There's a guy who's decked out like I am with a gun and a scimitar of some sort.
He's got
for me,
a
it's a
gun?
cutlass. There's 2 people with guns.
Well, we found bullets in the caravan,
That's true.
so this must be them. Yeah.
It could be. Is this something over here?
I mean, it's a big fallen over tree that I've used to hide the word Patreon.
Oh, it's the P for Patreon.
All over this. All over the realm, there are massive markings with Patreon written on them.
It's a wizard named Patreon leaving the prestidigitation magic like symbol spreads. I've left the guy's name up, Fantasy Maps. Shout out to him, but I wasn't keen on the word Patreon like taking up the only entrance to the map, so I did cover that up.
Okay, so that's not a thing. That's not someone hiding or something. That's just text.
No, don't worry.
Okay, all right.
Love it.
Okay.
All right. I feel like we should all subscribe to this guy's Patreon now because we're using his maps. Anyway.
I mean, this was his freely released map, and I think
Oh,
he's
okay,
got some
then.
value out of it, because whoever's watching this right now knows about him. And the warm-up
Sure.
video and the post-breakdown will all have shout-outs for him.
Okay. Well,
Okay. So
Could be.
these guys are likely from the caravan. How we want to play this? I
Should we
could
just walk up and say, hey? I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
we could.
maybe I should go first. I kind of fit in with these kinds of guys. Okay.
If we're gonna be friendly, I need to step into some kind of light.
Or you
True.
could stay back just in case something goes wrong.
Good point.
True. You're the only truly invisible one of us.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know you were here until you said something. So, honestly, kind of creepy. Anyway, yeah, I guess I'll walk up, try and look as non-threatening as possible. And if anything goes bad, I guess we beat these guys up.
Sounds good. Suppose.
All right.
Should-
Well,
are you
here I
going
go.
solo, or are we like all going?
I'll head first, but if you guys want to follow me, that's fine. If you want to stay out of sight for ambush, just in case.
I would prefer to stay with Bruce out of sight, but I think Sarsel should definitely go with you.
Before you go and meet them, I think maybe we should get into a position. If you go and greet someone, they might yell that there's people, and then they bring over light.
Yeah.
So,
By all means, I'll start walking in a minute.
Kat, can you put you can't see me, but I was going to grab your arm,
Okay.
kind of lead you in a direction.
Thanks, Sarsel.
This is weird.
Sarsel's going to stand next to Conway and like nudge him. So, approaching people from the darkness is scary, right? Maybe we
Yeah.
should approach really quickly so that we're not scary for as long of a time.
No, that makes you scarier.
I don't
Your wisdom.
understand.
Your wisdom never ceases to amaze.
When
Don't
there-
worry.
when there's nobody in the dark, and then all of a sudden there's somebody, that's really scary.
Yeah.
So we should hide.
No.
Careful of the water.
Will do.
I was going to light a torch, but then I remembered I used all my torches in that month-long hell that we were in.
You can borrow one of mine.
You have a torch? Why have you never used one?
I can see in the dark.
I have 10
Why
torches.
Oh my! Why do you have torches?
Sarsel looks emasculated as you have 10 times the torches he does.
They're
I'll
in my
take
back.
Sarsol's torch.
They're in my backpack, and I never use them.
Give me your torches. Why did you never give me your torches?
I forgot they were there.
I was
All
saving it for your birthday.
Oh, that's nice. I think
Oh,
that's
come
almost.
on. You're falling
Like
for
a
the
giant
lamest trick in the
candle.
book.
What? What are you
That
trying to
makes
say,
it-
Devin?
I'm saying that he's fucking with you.
Not Sarsol. Never Sarsol. He doesn't even know what that means. All right, Sarsol, hand me the torch. We're gonna light that baby up.
Alright, Sarsel hands you the torch and you light it up. Feel free to drag the torch of being able to see from the handouts.
Yes, I shall. Slightly better vision.
Oh yeah, you've got your mini dark vision goggles now.
All right, let's go, everybody. Let's go say hi to some nice people. Okay, that's Bud. Hello.
Nice. Oh, jeez, so much blood.
Can you roll me a charisma check and also an honor check? The charisma for like how social and approachable you are, and the honor for
Straight.
whether or not they've heard of your criminal enterprise activities before.
Straight charisma.
Yeah, I mean it's
Okay.
like a gauge of who you are. It's not like you're persuading anyone to do anything or deceiving them. Like,
Alrighty. And honor. Classic.
Oh,
Nice. I definitely heard of your criminal enterprise.
Maybe that's a good thing. Who knows?
Who knows?
So as you start approaching, Ural, who was like reaching up to pluck like branches and shrubs from this tree and bundling them all up, is going to turn, like eye you over and you alone, and then he's going to like reach down to his back pocket. He's going to try and pull out what you guys would see as a signal whistle, and then there's like a split second where someone could act if they wanted to.
Hey, whoa. What are you doing?
And he's gonna blow it, so there's this like deafening that goes like and like alerts like pretty much everyone in the area that someone's here. And he's gonna start trying to run towards the camp, like possibly eating an opportunity attack because he sort of stumbles and like runs like within 5 feet of you, and he's gonna be shouting, "The bandits are back and they brought a cheap fourth-rate shoddy courier."
Oh.
savage.
That is rude. Extremely rude. What do you mean?
Words can
We're
hurt, you
not, we're
know.
not with the bandits.
They're delivering the message of death and nothing else. He's gonna trip over again and then like stumble, and he's gonna try and dive underneath this tanning rack and then crawl out the other side.
I mean, I am good at that, but I was kind of going for the opposite here.
That's definitely going to get the attention of the people in the camp, and they're going to sort of like this dude in the middle that was shouting out orders is going to point at 2 people in particular, and they're going to pick up arms. So it would be the dwarf in this hefty armor, this dude that's in like padded armor with a gun, and then the pointing dude himself that's barking orders. And the 3 of them are going to sort of jog over. And it doesn't seem like they're immediately hostile. They're taking this dude's screaming with a grain of salt. You get the feeling maybe this isn't the first time this has happened. Gun guy is going to set up like behind this barrel. Front dude here, and then the side dude's going to like back up the gun guy. And you can see this kind of burly, like unshaven man in a sailor's outfit. And he's wearing like sort of the colours of House Mayfor, like the Guild of Sailors and Pirates and Trade. And he's wearing like a little admiral's hat that has like a little feather sticking up out of it. He's got his gun in one hand ready to go. And I'll say, given the amount of time you spent with Bruce, you would identify that it's currently in very unsafe mode. And he's got a little scimitar in the other hand. And he's just going to kind of point over at you as you're holding the torch, and he can see pretty much everyone. So I'll sort of like come up with you guys. Hold! What are you doing here?
I am holding. We saw your caravan get attacked and a bunch of tracks heading this way. We were coming to investigate.
Did they not attack you as well?
No, should they have?
We didn't see anybody.
And he's gonna grab like a bottle off the top of this barrel, and he's gonna throw it into the camp at somebody who dodges it. Well, not dodges it, but like they are a halfling asleep, and he misses, and it like shatters against the log next to him. Fucking, we didn't think we could go back in case they came for us again. It's what are you doing here?
We were on our way to, as he mentioned, I'm a courier. We were going to deliver some mail to a lady named Yzma. That's like 10 minutes from where your caravan was attacked.
Oh,
and we saw all the dead people.
Yeah, we lost good numbers on that. about half a dozen of our finest, and we didn't go down without a fight. We took some of them bastards out with us, but fuck, they're gone. Did you do anything with the bodies? We couldn't bring ourselves to.
I burned them.
Thanks for that. Well, do you want to come in, have a drink and some food? You look like one of you's half sizzled already, and he'll look to Phelan, who, I'm not gonna lie, at this point, I think you would be like slightly like waving inebriated because you were drinking all morning at the inn, and then you've been drinking like 3 rounds of random assorted caravan ambush juice.
Yeah, that's fair. Hey, can always use another drink.
Yeah,
All right. Come on in then. And he'll like stand here and point into the campsite with his token that points, which is quite nice.
Should we let him know we got people in the bushes?
No.
Okay.
So yeah. What happened to you guys? Why did they attack you?
Well, why don't we trade stories both ways? You said you were coming to visit someone called Yzma. That's who we were making a delivery to.
You were?
Yeah, it said precious cargo. So precious we haven't even opened it up to look what's inside.
Huh. Yeah, we went to her place and it was gone. It was just completely vanished. At least where the mayor said it was.
Ah. Well, that's only where we were following as well, I think. I had to wrap all the way around. Stupid bridge falling down. You're a courier, right? We're not supposed to look at mail. Everyone here's telling me open it, see what's inside, but I keep telling them it's a federal level crime.
It is a federal offense to open mail, indeed. I have never done that, ever.
Is that truth or a lie?
Insight check.
It's true. I've never
Alright.
looked at the mail.
Well, everyone in the
want-
camp is inciting you because of how you said it.
Exactly.
Me too.
I want to throw them off. Gotta add an air of mystery.
Alright. Well, they all rolled various ways, ranging from 2 to 19 on inciting that. Some people trust you less, some trust you more.
So, who the hell attacked you? We saw 2 sets of tracks, but one of them just disappeared. Like, really, really disappeared. Well concealed.
Not a clue. Didn't see them coming, and they were on us in an instant, and when they didn't kill us all at once, things started getting hard for them, and I guess they started running about the same time we did.
Okay.
Yeah, you help yourself. And Sarsel's over there cutting like slices of meat off of this creature. And with one of the 7 sets of pewter cutlery that Conway has in his inventory, Sarsel's going to dish up some food for everybody. And it's just a plate of sliced meat that seems a little charred on the outside and a little bit medium rare on the inside.
Perfect.
That's it. It appeals to all people that like steaks in different ways.
Did you see what they looked like? We saw some people with like holy symbols in the like the village ones, not like fancy smashy religion ones.
I mean, they were just screaming some stuff about taking us to the afterlife. Nothing stood out about them. I didn't recognize any of their faces, but we're a traveling caravan, so we rarely recognize faces.
you guys notice which way they ran? Like, where they fled towards?
Merrick is gonna look to, like, pretty much everybody else in the campsite. They'll all just kind of shrug or shake their head. Don't think that anybody did, no. I'm Merrick, by the way, and these are all, well, what's left of my lads. There's me, there's Floslin, she tells stories, and Thundu's our fighter, he protected the caravan, and, well, Destrian over there, and he's going to point to the halfling. He took a blow, but I reckon he just took a shitload of drugs as soon as they attacked. So we've not really got much from him.
People cope in various ways.
I can remove that from his system.
Yeah, fuck him. Go on, pull him out.
Alright, I'm gonna cast Lesser Restoration to remove poison from him.
This guy, as you're heading over to, like, awaken him from his, like, drug overdose, will, like, nod at you. It's like, I am Athena. I despise laziness. Thank you for waking him. And, you sort of, like, place your hand on Destrian and you cast the Lesser Restoration and you pull away. I'm gonna say it's probably the poisoned condition from, like, a drug overdose.
Yeah.
And his eyes open up, and whereas in this, like, semi-conscious stupor, he just sort of wakes up, and he's like, chronic pain! He's gonna start, like, shuffling around and start digging in his pockets. He's like, where are they? Where? Why? Who did this to me? He's gonna pull out a dagger, and then Athena's gonna, like, hit him over the head with the gun. He drops the dagger. Athena's gonna pick up the dagger. Destrian's gonna, like, look around. Where? Who are these people? They'll, like, break down that you're people that have followed the tracks of the caravan. Did you see my trucks? Please, just all of them. That's all I need.
What are they for?
Me.
Yeah, but what's the condition?
My chronic pain. Everything hurts.
I'm gonna
all the time.
Check.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can insight check him.
Yeah, man.
Hey.
This dude is faking. Go as well, you guys. I'm gonna say everyone except for Phelan. Phelan, like, it's hard to either way. Like, I mean, he's doing a decent job. Who knows? But Tal and Conway, this guy is definitely faking a pain disorder, and he just wants, like, an excuse to, like, take whatever these pain-killing drugs are that I think are currently in Phelan's possession. Or
I mean,
Felix, I'm not sure.
I identified him, so...
Yeah, I think you still have him then.
This
No,
guy
but
always
didn't-
like this.
Didn't find anything like that there.
Roll me a deception check.
I'm so ready
Deception.
for this either way. It's gonna be great.
Oh, fuck.
No, it's gonna be great either way.
With a 9, you, like, see in his face that he doesn't believe you, but he doesn't act on it in any way whatsoever. But, like, you know that he knows that you know that he knows that you know that he has them, that you have them, that he wants them. And Merrick's gonna kind of shrug at the question. He kind of acts up whenever he hasn't had one recently. We should really stop buying them for him. It's hard for him to go cold turkey, though, but I guess if you didn't find any, then this is his chance. Isn't it, Destrian? And he's gonna, like, grumble and then sort of try and, like, go back to sleep. But it seems like he's struggling to get back to sleep, at least.
I shake my cup at him. That's what beer's for.
Thundu's gonna shake his head at you. Well, that's what, we don't have that anymore. I snuck it on the caravan and haven't seen it since it was attacked, so... Stone cold sober isn't a life I want to live.
Well, we found your caravan. It was a little bit picked over, but there's still a bucket of the juice.
Alright, well that's me. See you in an hour. He's gonna start walking back to the caravan.
Now it's a 10-minute walk.
Yeah, and I'm gonna get there, get fucked off my tits and spend the night.
Okay.
I like that guy.
Stay safe.
This dude tries to caution him, what if the bandits come back, and he's just like, worth it. And, I mean, Thundu is gone. he's just going back to the caravan.
Let's see.
I'll say Bruce and Kat, roll me a stealth check, because you are hiding in the shrubs, and some stuff's happened, and it seems like the people in the camp every now and then are, like, glancing out, just in general, at the wilderness. It's not exactly the safest camping location.
15 and 18.
I mean, with a 15 and an 18, it feels like you guys are doing an okay job at hiding. I mean, it's above average, at least. Bruce being invisible definitely helps, but, doesn't seem like anyone in the camp notices you.
This is not how I imagined today going, honestly. Where the hell is Yzma? And why the hell did these guys get attacked by people in the woods that can conceal their tracks really well?
Yeah, something doesn't make sense.
And where's the house? We didn't see any, like, debris or nothing, did we?
No.
Guess the tide would have taken it, but it's not like a house can just grow legs and walk away.
You would hope.
Huh?
Magic's ridiculous. I don't know. I can't 100% rule it out.
You telling me that there might be a house out there with legs?
It could happen. The right enchanting.
That is horrifying. Never speak of that to me again.
We've already seen some kind of weird shit, so I wouldn't be surprised by it.
Yeah, mouth creatures are one thing. A house with legs? That's gross.
That's
Alright.
that's your line. That's where you draw it.
It's not right.
I'm surprised. Alright.
I mean,
I don't like it.
demon cow, poo monster, haunted well.
It all makes sense. House
Yeah.
with legs? No,
Eh,
it's not right.
that could just be a wizard who decided, hey, I want my house to have legs. I mean, it's not all that complicated.
That's disgusting.
For anyone that has taken a bite of the slice of meat that Sarsel has presented, it tastes really, really good. Like, it's not even been prepared, it's not seasoned, it's just so good.
Phelan's definitely been chowing down.
Alright, Sarsel will head up, take another couple slices off, and refill your and his plate.
What is this thing, by the way?
Merrick will, like, shake his head. Fuck knows, but, they were here when we started camping, and they taste good, so... the bits of them are over there if you want to try and solve the puzzle.
What they look like?
Wait, they were here?
I mean, everything's somewhere. We got weapons, we can kill them. Now they're dead,
Okay.
and we're eating them.
Okay, I thought you meant, like, there was a rack with already cooked stuff over there, and you just set up camp next to it or something.
Oh, no, that would be, too good to be true. I think you'd have to run away from that. That had to be a trap for certain.
I mean,
The
I'd give it a
hell is
nibble
this?
first, but...
I don't know. I'm not gonna try it.
Alright, Conway, give me a nature check.
I make so many intelligence checks. Oh my god.
60 is pretty good. I mean, yeah, 16 is pretty good. So I'll say that you identify this creature to be a wren beast. A creature that just kind of lives in the swamps. It's kind of like half bird, half monstrosity. The beak is purely like just a distraction, like a feint. It doesn't use the beak, it doesn't open. Instead, like that area at the top of the beak where the teeth are, that opens, and like the whole like beak and lower jaw opens up, and then the whole top of its head lifts, and like it's a whole mouth in there. The heads are severed along with like the talon covered like forearms and hind legs, and the wings have all just been like chopped off and chucked in a pile here. And then just sort of the slab of torso, like a 6 foot by 3 foot like cylinder, is just left here that's had slices cut out of it. These would definitely be large creatures in like a 10 by 10 square, but they're dead, so...
And they're safe to eat, I assume, since chefs covered their
Yeah,
meat.
they're safe to eat, and I mean, people love eating them, so...
That's a Ren beast. Heard about him in passing. Had to deliver some meat to a place once. That was a gross package. Really leaky.
Yeah, that shit sells good if you can get a hold of it.
Oh yeah, you're a butcher. I completely forgot. I'm sorry.
It's alright, doesn't come up very often.
Fair enough. Yeah. Okay. So, I guess we need to figure out where Yzma went, and also who the hell these people are. Why they attacked you guys, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, any help figuring out what bastards did this would be highly appreciated.
Yeah. I mean, we tried to follow their tracks, but they just disappeared, like I said. But it's weird. They said they were going to send you to the afterlife?
It's weird stuff going on about how the gods will forgive us and that the afterlife will be great for us. I mean, we're not keen on that type of talk, but especially not when people are killing you.
Agreed.
Say, you're a courier, right?
Yeah, as the other man
How much to
pointed
take
out.
this to Yzma's? Because honestly, fuck this place.
To Yzma's. Well, we'd have to find it. Silver piece?
Alright, and he'll take like it's like one of those bags that you just have a strap that goes over your neck, like over the shoulder, and then by your side. He's just gonna hand you one of those, and it's like currently sealed and clearly hasn't been opened, and it's like addressed to her home.
Hmm.
And then he'll hand you a silver piece.
I'm gonna lean over to Conway. Who's it from?
Let me see if there's a return address on here. And I'll look, see if it has anything written on it.
No check needed. You have the ability to read, and you have eyes, so you would see that it is addressed from the House Clandestine, Capital City Library.
What the hell?
It's from Clandestine, it seems. The library? I don't like to hang around there. Too many books.
It's your thing, Talon.
Yeah, but
start, like,
it's a
elbowing him.
sealed envelope, so don't necessarily know what's in it.
Maybe it's another one of those hag books she kept checking out.
Oh, that's right, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Seems like a hell of a thing to get people killed over, though.
Yeah.
Well then, guess we should probably get out of here. Try and figure out what's going on, or I guess we need to set up camp. Yeah, it's dark.
Yeah, we should set up camp.
I vote for setting up where the booze is.
You're gonna have to fight the dwarf for it now.
I mean, we told him it was there. You should probably share.
Probably. Let's hope he's not viciously murdered either. That would be.
Oh yeah, that would be bad.
Yeah, and probably put a damper on you drinking booze. Maybe he. Never mind. That'd be morbid. Anyway, yes. Thank you, Merrick, for letting us into your camp and giving me a job. I appreciate it. I hope you guys stay safe from these. I don't know, zealots, sane people.
Aye, that's probably one word to use for them.
Saw a crossword one time. Anyway, yeah. I guess we should get out of here.
Alright. As you guys start standing up and dusting off your like knees or ass, whatever you've been like sitting on in this like dusty campsite, Phelan takes the last bite of Renbeast, and the Renbeast behind Cat takes a bite of her, and I'd like everyone to roll initiative. And sure enough, you guys just hear a little bit of a chomp.
That's not nice.
You guys were hiding pretty well, and it was rolling perception to like stalk and hunt for just things in the woods, and eventually it rolled a 16 to your 15, and like a natural 16 is gonna beat that stealth.
Big honking
Alright.
rolls tonight.
Horned
Jeez.
Beasts rolled like trash. Got a 4. We're gonna kind of have the campsite generally all go as 1, and they rolled a nat 20. Which puts the middle of the pack. That feels bad. Quite suitably. I mean, Bruce, like, there is this immediate feeling of surprise as you were hiding in the shrubs. You might be muted as you've moved and I can't hear anything. But yeah, there's just this feeling of surprise as just a chunk is bitten out of Cat. Cat, you take... 7 points of damage, as it just seems like it just takes a chunk out of you. And then, Bruce, you're up.
I would like to point out that I will scream at it taking a chunk out of me. Just to
Oh, for
alert
sure. It's also
Yeah.
screaming. It's just this weird Avon squawk screech just in the woods. We got Bruce. Possibly muted, possibly AFK. His token moved. It's the signal.
Bruce? He might have to leave and come back.
Possibly. I don't know if
Okay.
he can hear us or...
There we go.
Okay, welcome back, Glorious.
Yeah. So, hearing that, I'm gonna come around Cat and then attack this thing with the standard shot and a stab.
Alright, standard shot.
Oh, I guess a
stab.
slash. So
Maybe
we're
that
gonna
hit.
do. Actually, we'll do 2 shots because I get the extra attack. So, first one.
Okay. 16 hits, 4 points of damage. It's pretty much the least damage you've felt like you've ever done with that gun before, and your mind goes back when you got the gun tweaked at the Cogspark Guild. You're like, man, did they seriously switch this out for a worse gun? What's going on?
Here's the second shot,
That one hits, does a considerable amount more damage.
and we'll do the
12
offhand.
points total. 12 will unfortunately not
Yep.
hit. Although you are invisible, so you have
Yeah.
advantage on your attacks. So that's a crit. 8 points of damage. 2 shots into this thing and a slice, and I mean, it's not looking as healthy as it was. It seems like it's about halfway to death, and you've definitely punctured 2 holes clean through, put a slash into its chest. Anything else from you?
No. I did a move, I did a thing, and I guess I'll let Cat with my arm, the backhand of my sword arm, so she knows where I am now. Because I
Okay.
did just kind of pop around her, and she can't see that.
Alright. Conway, you're up.
All right. Where did I hear the scream come from?
Like this direction.
This direction. Okay. The only one who could scream like that is either Bruce or Cat, so I'm going to run 40 feet to there. Can't see nothing, so I'm going to dash another 40 feet. Well,
Okay.
20 feet, see what's going on, then maybe another 20 feet. Still nothing. 10. Okay. Another 10. Ah, there we go. I can see them now. Bonus
Hey,
action.
glorious.
I'm going to summon up the Fury of the Verdant Tide.
Alright.
And put it right
So you
next to
conjure
Cat.
this
Right
small
here.
water elemental type lashing thing. And
Let me pull
what's
that
the
up.
range on that? Because next to Cat wouldn't be
It's-
in range of the enemy.
It's 60 feet.
So you might
I
want
can
to put it
summon.
1 square closer.
Okay. That's quick.
'Cause it's occupying this 2x2 square. There you go.
And it's going to slap it with some lightning damage if it hits.
Alright.
Doesn't.
A 10 will unfortunately not hit. The tentacle just sort of hits against its back, and this creature's like half in the water already, so more water on top doesn't really do anything, unfortunately.
Alrighty.
Okay, the entire camp. Merrick is going to dash. It's going to go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. And he's going to aim his gun like in this direction and then think better of it because there's more allied targets than enemy targets. Joseph is going to climb inside of a barrel that he's stocking and take full cover. I don't really have like an icon
boy.
for that, but he's going to be inside of there. Athena's going to go 10, jump the fire, 25, 35, 40, 50-ish. Again, he's going to aim the gun, but like it's just the half cover provided by Cat and Bruce just makes these people not eager on firing into that.
Bruce is still invisible.
That's actually true. Cat's the one like directly in the way, so they'd feel
Yeah.
too bad if they shot, missed, and hit Cat.
Right.
Ural's going to jump inside of this barrel and attempt to hide. Get the little ninja icon for him. Floslin is going to continue reading from the story book. However, the direction of the story takes an instant, immediate 180. Because she was originally reading a story about a bunch of ragtag survivalists camping in the wilderness. And then it does a complete 180 to her narrating the current events. And she's gonna just sort of begin describing what's happening at the campsite and how everyone's reacting. And she's gonna say that the stranger to her immediate left, acts faster than she's ever seen someone do before. And Talon, you get a bardic inspiration, a little d6. And that, I think, is it for campsite, folks. Destrian's, like, trying to sleep, also not really a good combatant. So, Cat, you're up. This thing just snuck up on you and took a bite.
Okie dokie. If I use daggers, can I use them twice? If I don't use my bonus action?
Yeah, because you can do one main hand attack and one offhand attack as a bonus action.
Okay, and I do get sneak attack because Bruce is within 5 feet.
Yep.
Cool. Choo, choo.
Fortunately, an 11 will miss, but a 21 hits, so you get sneak attack on top of that one. Oh, 20 damage!
Yeah, I think-
How do you want to get this thing dead?
We mad. I'll just like shove the dagger into its non-beak mouth, I suppose, or something. I don't know.
Alright. So you have to jump, because this thing's like 10 foot tall, but like leaning over a little bit. You slam the dagger into its beak mouth thing, it begins choking on it, gargling, and like you pull the blade out and it falls backwards with this weird like bird shriek, splash, drowning gurgle, and it just falls dead. And I mean that's
Bruce is
pretty
gonna
much
try
it.
to grab it.
I mean, it's just floating in the water, but you can wait for your
Yeah.
turn to grab. Talon, you're up, but I mean, you don't know what's going on, so that's fair. Possibly muted.
Fully muted. I will dash my
Definitely.
60 feet.
Alright, he's dashing 50 feet. So you're doing a little slide under the thing like that other dude did. That's nice.
And then, yeah, roll 10 more, I guess. I'll not see anything, so I'll call it a day.
Alright. From the distance, after the first, like, shriek, and then the gurgle death shriek within 6 seconds as it made the mistake of attacking Cat, you hear reply shrieks in every single direction, and these things are going to begin descending on the campsite. And I just need to figure out where I put them all. Because these things are hidden even from me. Alright, so there's 2 here. Alright. I think that's all of them. We're going to go and hope that that's all of them. These things are going to dash, and there's just splashing from the west side of the campsite as things are swimming towards. Likewise, they're splashing and swimming from the north side, and splashing and swimming from the northwest side, and then splashing and swimming from the northeast side, and then splashing and swimming from the east side. And that's pretty much all the splashing and swimming that you guys can hear. And they get relatively closer. Phelan, you're up.
Okay, fuck. Where is the closest splashing sound to me that I heard?
Give me a perception check, because there's like this orchestra of bird screeches just occupying the entire island. And trying to pinpoint like one in particular and where it's coming from. I'm gonna say that'll be
Nope.
hard to do for Phelan in the moment, but anything that isn't this way has things, so
Alright. Well, most of my group went over here, so I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna use my action to dash, and that'll do her. Yeah.
alrighty. Bruce, you're up.
Yeah. I see one. So I'm gonna step back over this way. Again, letting Cat know where I am. And fire at this one.
Sure thing.
And we'll do 2 shots at it. Which should leave me with 1 bullet left. So...
Oh, you just picked up 13, I think.
No, I mean in the gun.
Oh, okay, yeah. That makes
No,
sense.
I've got lots of bullets. It's just...
21 will hit, a 16 will also hit, so that's 9 points of damage on this one. It's pretty much submerged in the swamp water swimming towards you, so it's only really half a target, but despite that kind of half cover it has, you still get like the shots landing on it.
And I think that's going to be it.
Okay. Conway, you're up.
All right. I'm gonna send in my boy to try and zap slap.
Go, boy, go.
Tentacle boy slithers
It slaps.
over.
Yeah.
And yeah, it successfully slaps. Were you doing cold or lightning damage?
Lightning damage.
Alright, it feels like it does the normal amount of damage as it tases it. I'm not even
Alright.
sure if it should do less because it's underwater, but I don't think so.
Alrighty. And then for my action, Conway's gonna pull his dagger out of its sheath and slice twice with Torrent Slash.
Alright. These directional slashes of water emanate forward from the blade, connect onto this creature, both of them, for 23 points of damage. Jeez. It's a lot of damage, but this thing is still up and swimming.
That's it. I'm gonna get behind Phelan.
Alright, the camp. Merrick, seeing that there's a target that's sort of freely available, take a 10-foot step forward. Well, a couple of steps. One 10-foot step would be huge. He's gonna fire. He just hits, so he does 6 points of damage. This thing's still up, though. Who else have we got? We've got a couple people hiding in barrels. Floslin, reading from the storybook, is going to inspire Sarsel, who forgot to act. Whoops, didn't put him on the initiative. Gets a 16. He'll get his turn next, apparently. Deathstring's going to wake up and decide that he doesn't care that much about what's happening. And Athena's going to take like a... I mean, he's got a shotgun, so he has to get a lot closer. That's still not really within range of his close-range shotgun. He's got like a scatterblast musket type thing. So Sarsel's up. And Sarsel is going to not want to be fully alone, but also not want to abandon the camp of commoners. He's going to hold fast here and ready an attack to hit anyone that comes forward. Cat, you're up.
Does the little tidal wave thing, does that count as like an ally?
Does the tentacle have health points? Or an AC?
No, it can't be targeted by anything.
Then no,
It's like
it's not like a creature that's helping you, it's more like Conway's got a long-ranged weapon type thing.
Okay.
So that's
Stuff.
You could try and hide with your bonus action, and then you could attack with advantage, which would give you sneak attack.
That is true.
Conway, just wait until somebody throws your tentacle back at you and attacks you for like max damage.
Very true.
You also have, I think, insightful fighting as an option from the
Yeah, I
subclass.
do. But then as soon as this thing dies, I'll have to do it all over again for the next ones. So I will just, bonus action hide in what I assume is a bush, which I'm right next to.
Yeah, you, hop into the bush and you're gonna hide. Give me a stealth check.
Stealth.
Yeah, I'd say that beats its passive perception. So, you are hidden until you do something that will unhide you.
Shoot at it.
Alright, give me some kind of attack.
Some kind of shoot.
Yeah, that's within range, so an 18 hits and you get yourself a sneak attack, but you've attacked, so you're no longer hidden.
Yeah. That's fine.
13 points of you. I mean, how do you want to kill this one as well? You're racking them up.
I shoot it in its non-beak mouth thingy.
Because it's swimming and you're standing up on a bank, you can aim downwards and shoot into its beak mouth non-thingy, and it rips all the way through the back of its head, and there's just this redness to the green murky water for a bit, and it begins sinking and it is dead.
Anyone who can kill more than 2 wins the competition and gets a gold. She says to the entire group.
You're paying.
Alright.
Yep.
Talon, you're up.
Okay. Run. 10, 15, 20, 30. Still don't see any living ones. I'll dash. 30. How deep is this water?
So it's hard to gauge at first. Like this, like slightly grayish brownish water here. That's like ankle to knee deep. And then you take this step out to here, and you are swimming. Like you have no surface underneath you. It gets rapidly deep.
Okay. Still can't see any of them, so I'm gonna end my turn.
Okay. This cacophony of like avian screeches and squawks seem mostly directed from the direction that you haven't already killed them all in. So all on the other side of the campsite and kind of from the north as well. And this one's going to rip into the back of the tent as its attack. This one's just going to get to here. This one is also going to rip the back of a tent. This one's going to get to here. These two are actually going to cut down the bodies of their like fellow Ren Beast and then sort of like realize that they're dead creatures.
They taste delicious.
No, they can't eat their own boys. This one's also going to rip the back of the tent, but it's Merrick's tent, so it's empty, so that's not very good for it. And that is all of them. It's taken them quite a while to get to the campsite. Phelan, you're up.
I am up. Alright, so... Can I... Damn it. What the fuck is going on here? There we go. Left clicking was dragging my map.
Oh no.
Alright, so... Can I run... like, past this guy? Like, through that space, or would I have to go around?
Yeah, you can go through an allied space.
Okay. And then... Is he occupying... Damn it. There we go. Is he occupying this space too? Like, if I got here, could I still attack him?
Yeah, he's kind of in that space. Makes more sense.
Okay.
I get lazy and I don't put him properly on the grid, which is really bad kid behavior as a DM.
That's fine. I just want to know. So as I'm running, I'm pulling my axe off my back, going into a rage, and double reckless attacking this thing.
Oh, the big guns are out. Yeah, give me those attacks. 24 will hit. 21 will hit. So that's...
Oh, God.
That is 29 plus 4, and you have a zealot thing as well. Oh my god, how do you want to kill it? It's fucking bad.
Only once. Only once.
Oh, is
Yeah,
it
you get
only
the
one?
Divine Fury on the first attack that hits
Oh,
each
first
turn. It's
attack,
kind of
yeah.
like sneak attack in that. But, I mean, 33 plus 8, 41 damage will be enough. What do you want to do with this thing?
I just want to, like, take a whack into its chest and then just, like, chop off its head.
Alright, as the professional butcher you are, you carve this thing into fillets and its head rolls on under this... Like, it was running towards this kind of, like, plied together trap to keep things out of the water anyway, and, I mean, they didn't even get halfway to it before you cut this thing down. From full to 0 in one. Jeez. So it's 1 on the scoreboard for Phelan. She might earn herself a gold from Kat. Anything else, Phelan?
That's my move, my bonus, and both my attacks, so...
Alright, Bruce, back up.
Yeah, Bruce is running. He's running past Merrick, or around Merrick. And as he does it, he's saying, "Hi, name's Bruce, I'm with Conway." We'll talk after this is over.
I do have a torch. So-
Yeah, no, because as he comes into view, he magically is there. So that's
Remember,
20 feet.
invisibility is like
And-
Skyrim's chameleons. There's like this
Right.
shimmering body of you, so he could see that you're there because you weren't hiding. But like you fully come into view as you run into the torchlight, and it reveals you. He looks very shocked.
Yep. So that's 30. And then I'm going to go another 30 to try to get into position to...
All right.
So 30, and then from here, another 30.
Sounds good. Anything else from you?
Could just yell to the camps like, "There's more of these things attacking your camp."
All right, Kame, you're up.
All right. Seeing the situation and Talon running away or towards possible enemies, I'm going to run 25 feet to right here. And I'm going to reach out and I'm going to grab my my scale, and water is going to fill my hands, and I'm going to basically throw it right at him. And I'm going to cast Fly on him. All right. Talon, fly like the beautiful bird you are, and go in the actual right direction. And I'm going to move back. I moved 25, so another 15. I'm just going to move back.
I'll say you can only get like to the shore because you went into deep water and then like you turned around and like swam a little. So like there's a bit of difficult terrain swimming going on.
Okay. And then my
Talon,
bonus.
As soon as this spell lands, the water rejects you. You are thrust out of the swamp water, and you are levitating a couple of feet above it.
All right. And I'm going to bonus action move my tendril up.
Alright, tendril slithers out of the water. Merrick's going to look out into the distance, light up a torch, throw it, and then like it lands in the swamp water and immediately extinguishes, but it reveals that there's not really anything else from that direction. That was his action, so he's going to turn around, and he's going to try and move about 30 feet towards the camp. 10, 20, 30, he'll end here. Athena's going to spin around. He was aiming a gun at, like, Phelan's one. It's like, fuck's sake. He has, like, a very short shotgun blast range. He's going to come to where Bruce is and create, like, a firing line. Destrian is, seeing that they're way closer, is going to grab the like fur rug above him and to his side and throw them over and under himself. And he's basically going to completely wrap himself, and he's going to try and hide. So I'm going to do 3 hide actions. Oh no, an 8 and a 6 to hide for the 3 NPCs that are hiding. And Floslin's going to continue to like read the events of the camp and begins narrating her own fear as she reads the book. Other than that, I think that's... these ones that have had their tents ripped into are going to wake up and start fighting. So, Salvador is going to swing a couple of axes at this one that he's fighting in the tent. Frasans is going to pull out a mining pick and go to town at this one.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that name?
Frasans.
Nice.
It's like jazz hands, but Frazzy. He gets Frasans gets 6 points of damage as he lodges a mining pick into the head of this creature. And these guys will probably wake up by now, but they're armoring up. They're like taking a turn to pick up weapons and get ready. Sarsel's going to get his readied action to chuck a spear, as well as actually just throwing one of his own accord. Both will hit. So he's going to get a good 10 points of damage on one of these approaching creatures. And then Kat, you're up.
Bonus action dash to here. Can someone, because I can't entirely see, just put the line there so I know where I'm going.
There you go.
Thank you. Choo. I can... This is one right here, isn't it?
That is one. It is just ripped into this tent, and it's looking inside, disappointed that there's nobody in there.
Can I get a shot at that?
With a hand crossbow, I don't think so. I think the max range is... I mean, what is the max range? You have it. 3120.
120, yeah.
So you can get a shot, but it'll be at disadvantage.
I'll take that chance.
Yeah, go for it. 13 will unfortunately just miss. Like, it just barely whizzes past it.
That's me.
Alright, Talon, you're up. You're flying now. You feel faster than you've ever felt.
I'm gonna dash with my fly.
Oof, 120 feet.
120 feet. Uh-oh.
You can clean fly over the tents if you want.
I don't want the next one. Never mind. We're good. Yeah, so I'm gonna go 120 feet, which was here.
Holy Lord.
Hello, many of them. And then I'm going to bonus action spiritual weapon.
Okay.
No. Third level is the exact same. Cast it at second level. I'll target this guy.
Alright, do you want to draw the sword, or should I? I still think you don't have the draw thing, and I can't give you it, because Roll20 is being weird.
You'd have to give us all it.
Yeah.
No, I have a button that allows me to enable and disable it individually. It's just that
okay.
button only exists for Bruce, apparently.
Oh, so I can draw? Neat.
Yeah, you can currently draw. So the spiritual
Yeah,
weapon will make an attack. Connects,
Yeah,
10 points of damage.
It's action and bonus action. Good.
Sounds good. The creatures are up. This one is going to continue clawing into Salvador's tent, trying to get at him. A 9. Yeah, that probably hits.
Oof.
I mean, it's 9 plus something, so... Alright, Salvador is down. This one in Frasanz's tent is going to try and go for him. 1 attack will hit for a little bit of damage. This one is going to dash into the middle of the fireplace. This one's going to get to about here-ish. And then Talon, how high up are you?
Probably like 10 feet, so I can totally take it.
Alright, yeah, they're 10 feet tall, so it's just going to like slightly angle itself up. This one's going to get to here and start jumping up on this log and trying to drill into Sarsel. As will this one. So it's 2 attacks on Sarsel. Oh, they all hit!
Oh yeah, Sorcel gets his held action too.
He already threw that.
Oh, he did. Sorry.
Yeah. So that's 3 plus 4 plus 3 plus 7. So that's 10 plus 7. So that's 17. So he takes 17 damage. 46 minus 17 is 29. Alright, so he's at half health. The one attacking Talon will make 2 like claw swipes at you. Does a 20 and a 22 hit?
Yes.
Then you take 7 plus 8, 15 points of damage. Who else have we got? We've got a couple up here. So this one's going to run around here. This one's going to have to like slowly crawl under the bodies of its own things. So this one having to go through terrain that doesn't fit is not going to get the attack, but this one will. So it's going to do 2 attacks on you, Talon. Both miss this time. This one's going to claw its way through Merrick's tent and then come out the other side and emerge from the tent. And that's all of them. So Phelan, you're up.
Okay. So I'm going to run up here. Double reckless on this guy.
Okay.
I'm just going for it.
Yeah, I can see. 18 and 24 both hit. So let's see what that divine damage is. So that's 17 plus 12, 29 plus 6. 35 points of damage is just not quite enough to kill this thing. It is hanging on by a thread.
Damn. Alright, can I see the dead guy in here? Just while I'm standing there?
Yeah, I mean, he's not dead. He's just unconscious and currently bleeding out. Like, he was awoken in the middle of the night without armor, grabbed a couple of hand axes, and tried to man fight this thing that broke in his tent. He's not dead yet, but if left completely unattended, it's a coin flip with the death saves.
Alright, after I'm done hitting that guy, I'm just gonna, like, take a second to yell, "Got a man down in this tent over here!" And then that'll be my turn.
Alright. Bruce, you're up.
Okay, with this new arrival, we're going for him. Going to advance on this one. Hold on, let me actually draw the arrow, because that might be a little over 30. No, it's 25. Or am I in its space now?
No, that's okay.
Yeah, they're not exactly
Kinda.
situated on the grid.
Yeah, I'm just kind of moving them.
Yeah, okay.
Burrito worry about when it's relevant.
Yep.
It's bad habit.
So we're going to go for a shot and a swing.
Alright, shot and a swing. 10 will unfortunately
Yeah,
miss
that's gonna
unless you
miss.
can somehow cheese advantage.
Nah, probably not. And
Alright.
here's the offhand.
Oh,
9 will
also
also
gonna
miss.
miss.
You run
Yeah.
up to this thing and like you swing the weapons at it and you fire the gun. The gun's just awry, which draws it attention. And you swing the cutlass and it just lifts up this huge talon that takes up like its entire forearm onwards, and it just deflects the sword.
Fair.
You have a second attack if you want it, because you are
Can
level
I-
5.
Then can I? All right, sure. We'll take it with the sword because the gun is empty.
Okay. Because you get 2 attacks, and then you have your offhand bonus action attack.
Okay. I don't know how that works because it's a gun in one hand and a sword in the other. So if the gun is the main hand, is the second. Just treat it as a main hand.
I mean, if you wanted to, because like dropping something doesn't cost anything. You could just let go of the cutlass, draw another cutlass, and then it's a new weapon for the offhand. But like, that's just like dumb. So I just let you do the offhand attack with the weapon that's already in your hand.
Okay. Curious of whether I get the bonus or not to damage. Or to attack.
Yeah, you get the bonus to damage because you have 1 action to make 2 attacks with anything of your choice.
Okay,
And
then.
then you get a bonus action for an offhand weapon. An 18 will hit 9 points of damage. Loads up onto this thing.
It's frustrating them being a lot of crits on the second one.
Yeah, it's
I'm getting it.
advantage
It's just
cheese.
too late.
alright. Conway, you're up.
All right. I'm going to run. Oh wait, torch. Run up next to this person. Bonus action to bring up my tendril right next to me. And for my action, oh my god, there's a lot of these people.
There's so many.
Give me 1 sec. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, I'm actually not going to move this man 30 feet. I'm going to, with my bonus action, use my shared passage ability to teleport 40 feet
Okay.
to, where did I just mark it? Right
Think here.
here.
Oh yeah,
Right
you're
here.
lining it up.
Yep, right here. And
Something like this.
yeah, as soon as he lands, he's going to reach for his scale in one hand. His arm is going to crackle with lightning energy, and he's just going to shoot it out in a straight line and cast lightning bolt.
Heck yeah. Oh, that's a lot of damage.
There's a lot of damage.
Alright. So they're going to make a relatively difficulty dexterity save. 5 of them are in it, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 of them just straight up rolled above a 15, but 2 of them take the full damage. So that's 2 of them. I'll just roll like a d5 to determine the ones furthest up. So Talon, the ones closest to you weren't really aware of the thing coming in, because they didn't see a man teleport. They had no time to react.
Sure.
They take the full damage. The one that you already hit with the spiritual weapon is looking on its last legs. Conway, you sort of teleport in, and they all swivel their heads immediately at you, and then you're doing something, and they just kind of just manage to avoid most of or half the damage. So they take 13 each. But it helps out Sarsel
All
a
right.
whole bunch. That's it's like over 100 damage right there, I think.
And that's better.
Alright. Merrick and the boys are up. Peyton and Aeromil are finally out. This one's just running out with, like, a short sword. Aeromil's got a heavy crossbow. He's going to take a shot at the nearest creature. Misses completely. Athena is still not really in shotgun range, but he's going to stand just here next to the storyteller. Joseph's going to attempt to hide better than he already hid, rolls a nat 1.
Oh,
So Conway, this barrel topples over and a man falls out of it, kind of next to you.
What in the hell?
I'm not here. You're. Shut up! Stop looking at me. And he's going to try and crawl back in the barrel next turn. Destrian is currently hiding under bear rugs. Oh, Frasans with the pickaxe is going to take a swing. Misses. Salvador will do a death save. I mean, you could have done worse. And I think that is all of the humans. Oh, I guess Floslin is going to inspire... I mean, Bruce is, like, within eyeshot, so... Bruce, you get yourself a little D6 Bardic Inspiration dice.
Cool. I'm gonna.
Sarsa's going to take the dodge action.
Hang on me.
Cat, you're up.
Okay, that's
Okay.
inspiration.
I will move to here. I was gonna go 25 feet there and then 5 across so I don't have to go under it. That's cool.
Yeah, you can, slide underneath the tanning rack.
No, go around it to here.
Oh, yeah, you can jump around it as well.
Yeah. And is Sarsel within range, 5 feet within that one and that
Sarsel
one?
is within range of your crossbow, but don't shoot him.
No, within the 5 feet of the monsters.
Yeah, both of the two that are next to him, he's acting as an allied creature for.
Okay, I'll shoot at this one, I suppose, and get my sneak attack for that bad boy.
If you can get yourself 5 feet closer, you won't have disadvantage on the shot.
I think this one you can shoot.
Yeah, but won't get the... Oh yeah, that has Conway sneak attack if you want it.
What do you mean disadvantage? They're both within range. They're all
The
within
crossbow
range.
has a 30-foot range, so anything beyond 30 foot is...
It has 2
disadvantage.
numbers. The first one is
Oh.
your regular range. The second one is absolutely how far you can hit. And the second one, if you're above the first but below the second, you're rolling at disadvantage.
Got it. And I'll just use my bonus action to dash, I suppose. That's
Yeah, that works.
that.
Yeah, that's good. You can also use a bit of movement and then, shoot and then go. So you could take, to get here and then use the rest to run away.
No, I'll stay, it's fine.
Okay. So you're shooting at this one, then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Not that it matters.
Unfortunately, that will miss. Anything
That
else from you,
mean-
Kat?
That me, I'm gonna lose a gold.
Possibly. Talon, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna bonus action, have a spiritual weapon, try and finish off the guy that's low.
Certainly. The lowest one... Oh, that's not fun. The health damage on all of the enemies has decided to wipe itself.
Oh,
Glorious.
2 took 26, 3 took 13 from my lightning bolt.
I don't even know why they've done that. But yeah, do the spiritual weapon to hit onto the wounded one.
I'm gonna roll my inspiration.
Okay, sounds good. So you get to attempt the task a second time with the same modifiers.
Oh no, the
Oh, Bardic Inspiration, sure thing.
So
Yeah, a 16 will hit, and 5 was probably enough to finish it off, I think. So this thing is now dead.
Nice.
Now I have a decision to make. I think I'm gonna take the disengage action
Okay.
and fly up 10 feet out of their range.
Yeah, so I'll say you know that these creatures look relatively strong, and you know that they're 10 foot tall. So you'll want to go maybe 15 foot higher than them. So you'll want to be about 25 feet in the air, just so they don't jump 10 foot, hold out an arm, and claw you.
Yeah, okay, so I'll move up 20 feet, so it'll be 20 feet in my movement. Then I'll use 30 units, 35 units. Yeah, 30 of it to get here.
Okay, sounds good. So you are flying 30 feet in the air above that, like, log sitting stool type thing.
Yep.
Alright. The creatures. The favorite turn of all turns. This one, having defeated Salvador, is going to turn. Is going to attempt to grapple you, Phelan. Can you roll me athletics or acrobatics? But I think...
It'll be athletics, and I have advantage because I'm raging.
Yeah, you need to beat a 7. Wow.
It's a good thing you had advantage.
It's gonna try and grab you with its little claw hands, which you feel like would do damage to you, and you just, like, grab its wrists and hold it away from you, and it just looks dejected, and it cannot defeat you. This one's gonna continue its little scrap with Frasans. Gets another hit in, but it's not doing very well on its damage. I mean, he rolled trash stealth, so this one's gonna run over here, take the lid off the barrel, and chow down on Ural Head. And, like... there's dead, and then there's instantly taken 3 times your max dead, so Ural is actually dead. This one's gonna keep running, like, the direction that Talon went, not quite realizing he's flying as high as he is. Bump into its buddy. Turn, step over here, standing on the bear rug that Destrian's underneath. You hear like a but he doesn't take any damage. And then these 3 are all going to try and take attacks on Sarsel, but he's taking the dodge action. So it's like 12 rolls. Alright. Miss. Miss. Hit. Miss. It's got 1 hit and we're at 4 in. Miss. Hit. Miss. 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 Miss, miss, and a miss. So 2 of those hit. So Sarsel takes... I rolled minimum damage both times. 6 damage. So he is still up at 23. He's just here with a spear and a shield tanking. It's like 6 attacks. And only taking 6 damage. What a unit. Pure luck and nothing else. The one that has emerged from the tent flaps of Merrick's tent is going to turn and just start wailing on Conway. That's a crit and a miss. So you take 7 plus 2, 9 points of damage, and you'll have to make a concentration check. Which will be funny if Talon loses fly with the amount of momentum he's picked up flying this way.
Please no.
Oh my god!
Inspiration.
Oh, he's an inspiration. Hey, keeps the spell.
I didn't use it when it was
safe.
my fault. I protected you from what happened to me.
Thank you.
The second time he's lost concentration on fly. Other than that, okay, there's one more monster and it's standing next to Bruce, so it will like slightly adjust its angle.
Yep.
And it's going to attempt to grapple you. So roll me an athletics or an acrobatics. It's going to try and grab you with its little red claws. You need to beat a 25.
Well, that wasn't going to happen.
Unfortunately not. So
I would have had to crit that, so no.
So it rolled a nat 20 on its grapple. It grabs you with these claw hands and it lifts you off the ground and it begins opening its disgusting like beak maw type thing. So you can't move, you're like a foot off the ground, and you feel like next turn it's going to attempt to consume you whole.
Damn.
You can do with that knowledge what you wish, as it is Phelan's turn.
Alright, so... Let's see, Monster Boy tried to eat me. I'm going to go for it again. Double Reckless. I think the
It's
first
dead.
one will
First
probably
attack,
finish
it's
the lot.
dead. How do you want to kill it?
I just want to, like... Fuck, I don't know, man. Just, like... rip off one of its arms and just, like, throw him to the ground and watch him bleed out.
Alright. It's over here now. You have 1 attack, your movement, and a bonus action.
Yep. And then, since I haven't moved this turn, I've got all my speed. Can I go through the tent?
Where it has ripped back the tent clean open, you can just run through this tent as if it's not there, because you are at the entrance and you're running out of the other entrance.
Okay. So I can move my full speed. 40. Uh-oh. My token got stopped for some reason. There we go. So 40 feet. And I will... Am I close enough to attack that guy?
It's just out of range, because it's in, like, these 4 squares. But you could throw the Great Axe at it, which will leave your Great Axeless, but it'll hit. Oh, shit! Yeah, you got the long arm, so it's well within range.
Alright.
Wow.
My second attack will go at that guy.
Yeah, give me that second attack. You said both were reckless at the start of the turn, so I'll hold you to that.
Another 12. Holy shit.
Give me the divine damage, too.
She's rolled like 9.
She already used it on the first hit, unfortunately, I think.
She didn't need to on the first hit.
Each turn. It's each turn.
Yeah, but it's the first creature you hit on each of your turns.
The first creature.
That is... I don't like that. That seems dumb, because she didn't need nearly as much damage as she had. So I'm going to say you can hold the Divine Fury for, like, whichever attack you want it to go on. If you want to reword the ability or not. I just feel like that's a harsh feature, because you only needed, like, 3 damage to finish it. You did 16, and then it forces you to do Fury on top. I don't like that.
I did 8 because I get 2 rage damage.
Shit, that's true, yes. You did 10 times more than what was needed. So 26 points of damage. I mean, it's not enough to kill it, but you have brought this thing from full to, like, its last legs in one single blow as you cut this thing down. And it nearly drops you, Bruce, but it doesn't.
Mm.
Damn.
That was...
Alright.
I was going to ask.
Bruce, you're up.
Okay, so I get my full attacks here, right?
Yeah, you just can't move. It has you, but
cool.
you can do everything you want
I'm
with
dropping
full
my
abilities.
gun a few feet to the ground at the moment and drawing the other cutlass, and we're just going to carve this sucker up.
Alright, you throw the gun into the fighter.
No, I drop the
it
gun.
gently.
Yeah. And first one... Did it go through? Did it actually
Not
register?
yet. I think the first hit you land will kill it, unless you roll 1s. But
Yeah.
A 10
Well, that-
will miss.
Bardic Inspiration, a D6 on
Ooh.
that.
Yeah. I can feel a
No,
one.
well, you're right. So that was one attack. Here's the second.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Man.
And here's the third.
Oh,
This isn't right.
Agreed. Actually, on that second one, can I retroactively use an inspiration? Because I've got a lot.
Unfortunately not. You can't see how the whole turn goes
You're
and
right,
then go
you're right.
back
That's
to a
fair.
previous attack.
That is fair.
So you get 1 point of damage as you're, like, trying to do this whirlwind of blaze. You, like, nick it slightly on the forehead, but it still has you, it's still alive, and it's still planning to chow down.
Yep. I can't
Calmly.
move, so that's it.
You're up.
Okay, for my bonus action, I'm going to dismiss my old tendril, summon up a new one,
Alright,
since it's
that's
so
a nice
far
way to
away.
get it fast.
And I'll pull that. Oh, there we go. And it's going to slap the one in front of me with lightning damage if it hits. It does.
16 does hit. 8 points of lightning damage. I mean, it feels like it does the normal amount of damage, neither resisted nor vulnerability, and like this tentacle of water hits it, and like a bit of blunt damage from the water, but mostly just this electric pulsing through it, putting all of its feathers on edge.
Alright, and then seeing that Bruce is being about to be chomped hard, I'm going to send a torrent slash over to him to try and free him.
Alright.
Nice.
A 27 will hit, and that does finish this thing off. And Bruce, you are dropped to the ground. Give me an acrobatics check to land on your feet, because it is like a sudden drop. Yeah, that's more than enough. You just land on your feet, brush yourself off, you're all good.
I'm going to give Conway a thumbs up.
Not a problem. And then I'm going to send the last slash to the one right here, if I can.
Uh,
Or
Yeah,
Actually, no.
I mean,
This one makes more sense. It's more in view.
okay, sure thing. She's gonna get the one that's underneath Talon.
Yeah, and I'm just going to slash out one more time.
That hits, another 12 damage. Oh my lord.
That's my turn.
Alright. The camp. Merrick, 10, 25, 35, 40-ish. He's going to get to over here with a dash action. Just made it back. All you rogues getting here way fast. Erel Mill's going to take a shot with his crossbow. I think that hits. 6 points of damage. Adds up. He's shooting the one that's right in front of you, Conway. So a bolt comes from this guy, just hits him. Peyton, who has, like, pajamas and a short sword, is going to step to here, throw the short sword at one that's attacking Sarsel, and then rolls a nat 1, and the short sword just into the distance, and it's just gone. And then they're going to run back inside the tent, because they no longer have a weapon or armor. Athena is going to step to here and go side by side with Sarsel. He's going to pull up his shotgun. He's going to do like a scatter spray blast, and it doesn't hit Talon because he's flying way up above. Rolls a 2, so the gun explodes in his own face, sending him 20 feet backwards.
Jesus.
And he's going to land on his ass now without a weapon.
Fucked up.
Now, Bruce, you've seen misfires in your time. You've actually had one happen to you.
That's
You've never
a pretty,
seen a shotgun.
that's
Like,
a
that
pretty
is big
spectacular
weapon.
one, yeah.
It is a huge weapon that's trying to do like a spread cone attack, misfiring it, sending him flying backwards. He's a pretty small guy anyway. And Joseph's going to climb back inside of a different barrel and roll a stealth check. 9, that's not too bad. Sarsel's going to dodge again because he's tanking a lot of creatures at the minute. Cat, you're up.
I'll shoot this one. That's went for Conway.
Alright, you're shooting the one that's on Conway. I'm not entirely sure how much damage it's taking.
Choo!
A 10 will unfortunately also miss, but you have a bonus action and you have movement. So offhand your spare hand crossbow and just try again.
I could, but I didn't know if I was allowed to do that.
Yeah, I mean they're light weapons, they're one-handed.
I thought it had to be melee. Not right.
No.
No, it's all good.
Okay, I'll do that.
That hits, give a sneak attack.
Oops, wrong one.
Okay, she hides.
She hides.
12 damage, I'll say, is just enough to put the creature that's threatening Conway down.
Ooh. Thank you.
How do you want to kill
3 people! Beat that!
Phelan already has. I think she's also on 3.
Jeez.
She doesn't know that. Cat doesn't know that.
That's true.
Hmm.
Alright. Talon, you're up. You're flying 20 feet above what looks like it's about to be a massacre down on Sarsel if some of these hit this time.
Yeah, I'm gonna move right here, and then I'm gonna cast Spirit Guardians. Yep, on damage.
Okay, so the spiritual weapon will lose concentration.
It's not a
It's not.
concentration spell.
Oh, yep, sure is. I'm going to move the body so I can actually pick up the little sword. It's going to go...
And are any of
Alright.
these looking more or less hurt, or are they all kind of the same?
They have all taken around 25 damage, because one got hit by the full lightning bolt, one got hit by a couple of Sarsel spears, and then one took half lightning bolt damage and like a heavy crossbow shot. So they're all about the same.
I just shot this one, so with 12 damage, I think.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
I'm gonna
half lightning, 13 plus 12, 25.
I'm gonna try and stab this one.
Okay. So Spirit Guardians, I don't
It's on
know
their
what
turn.
that does.
It puts
Okay, it's on their turn.
an aura around me within 15 feet, has movement, and at the start of each of their turns, they take 3d8 damage on a whiz save or half.
Alright, so you are now a danger zone, and anything that starts its turn near you takes damage. Sounds good.
And then I'm gonna
Alright.
stab this one with my sword.
Alright, spiritual weapon sword.
Where is spiritual weapon?
Oh no, I have to move that to pick the sword up.
Where is spiritual weapon? You've made so many rolls.
He was there. There you saves there. Spiritual weapon.
Nice.
19 will hit, 10 damage. Not quite enough to kill it, but it puts it on like death's door, ready for your AoE cleanup. Which happens, I think,
Now.
immediately.
Yep.
So they all make a saving throw?
Wisdom save.
Alright, the 3 will attempt wisdom saves. Not their specialty, because they're birds. 1 nat 20s it.
Ooh.
This one is just dead, because even if it passed, it would be dead. And we're looking at 8 damage. This one will take the full damage, the one that's directly underneath you, and then the one just here, just like nat 20s it, and I think takes half, right?
Yep. So 4 radiant.
Alright. And now they've all taken around 30 damage. But it is their turn. So this one that's just killed a Ural is
The
going
movement
to...
speed is halved while they're inside the aura, by the way.
Oh, wow. 15 feet I don't think reaches this one over here.
No,
So
no,
these
no.
ones will be trapped. This one's going to run over here, and it's going to sort of shove the body of its friend aside. And it's going to try and attack the only threat in the campsite as far as it's concerned, which is Phelan, that is drenched in these things' blood. It nat ones. Can you roll me an intimidation check, because it fails to hit you with either attack?
Sure. Intimidation.
Yep.
There we go.
It was already scared of you, and then it's going to turn around. And it doesn't have any movement left, but it's done fighting. It wants to leave. These 3 will make their... Oh, these 2 that still stand will make their attacks on Sarsel at disadvantage. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. All of them miss thanks to the dodge. And that's... Oh, there's still one fighting for Sands. Lamau at that duel that's been going on forever. Oh shit, it crit! No, it just knocked him down! Not like this. And then it'll use the rest of its movement to run out of the edge of this tent. Phelan, you're up.
Alright. Going for it.
Go for it.
So that's a
I interpret going for it as reckless.
Yeah. I'm
Try
just
to shot call it though.
tried to. Okay, and
both of those will hit. Just give me that divine damage on top.
Yep.
13 plus 10 is 23 plus 5, 28. I mean, you cleave this thing pretty heavily, and it's just still alive. Like, it hadn't taken any damage yet, and like you put it straight onto its last legs.
Aw. Alright, I don't think I have anything useful for a bonus right now, so...
Alright. Bruce, you're up.
Need to check something real quick.
Sure thing.
Okay. Something I should have done, but you know, that's a lot of things this fight. As a bonus action, we're going to do a hunter's mark on this one.
Alright.
Actually,
Big
no,
old
this
red
one.
arrow appears, pointing at it. Hit me, it says.
And we're going to go for a swing on it.
Alright. It's easier to hit because the arrow is pointing right at it.
Yep.
Like, you could barely miss it if you tried.
So
As you
here's the
swing,
first one.
Phelan says, "Get your own, damn it!"
That hits. Give me the hunter's mark damage.
Hunter's mark damage is a d6. Are they monstrosities?
A monstrosity, when we looked it up, was like half something else. I will say that these are not half something else. These are just big bird creatures.
Okay.
Monstrosity was stuff like Cerberus, Griffin, Centaur, things like that.
Yep.
That's what we found when we looked it up.
Right. Big bird. Alright, so Hunter's Mark damage is a d6, I think.
It is.
Yes.
I think
Alright.
if you click the spell, it does it.
Right, I was highlighting over it and trying to read it on my sheet.
Certainly. That's enough to kill it.
Nice.
As you steal it just from underneath Phelan's nose.
And immediately going to run for this one and swing at it.
Okay.
So another not natural weapon. These would be the... But I'm not going to.
Oh yeah, these would be the things to use your special feature on.
Yep.
23 is going to hit. Another 9 points of damage on this one.
Nice.
And
I think you have
how
one
much is it?
final attack left.
Oh
no, your hunter's marked.
Yeah, and I don't know what it takes to move the target.
I believe it's a bonus action to move.
You're right.
Target.
It is a bonus action on a subsequent turn of yours to mark a new creature, so I can move it later.
Sure thing.
But that's going to be it.
Concentrating on it. Conway, you're up.
All right, I'm going to send the tendril arcing over towards this one, trying to with
That
some
hits.
more lightning damage.
That puts it, definitely on its last legs. This thing is a couple points from death.
One more slash towards it.
14 will just hit, and that does put this thing dead.
All right, and then the next one, next to Sarsal, gets another one.
Alrighty.
You'll need to
21
lay
will
off
hit.
my spear,
That
brother.
kills that one as well. With 2 slashes of the dagger, these small torrent arcs of water just fly with a slight bit of spin to them around the campsite and just cut these 2 in half, and they just fall dead. And with that, there's still one up actually. So Merrick, who had to run all the way over here, is gonna dash across the campsite, get to here. Athena is just going to mourn the loss of his shotgun. That is so much money for a normal person. Harimel's going to go 20 feet over here, try and get a shot with the crossbow. Rolls a crit. 16 damage. Jeez. It's monstrous stuff for just some random dude with a crossbow. Heavy crossbows are dangerous.
Cat's gonna get her 4th kill with this.
Unless Sarsal gets it.
Sarsal, go!
That is everybody. Sarsal, thankful that he no longer needs to dodge and hold the entire front line like a bulwark, tanking the whole place. He's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He's going to make a spear attack. Rolls an 8. So he stabs the tent and looks sad about it. Cat, you're up.
I will move myself just like here.
Sure thing.
And I'm gonna do that double shot again.
Okay. They both
You're
miss.
mad!
Oh, no.
Phelan is so happy.
I'm
3
so close! So close!
You're lining up the perfect shots, but you don't take the perfect shots, you just take 2 rough shots. And you think
Using
that-
my inspiration!
Oh
my
she's
God.
inspiration! Alright, go for
That-
it.
She wants that singular gold.
Come on!
Well, she wants to keep it.
Ah,
Oh,
no! Inspiration again!
No,
She's
you
doing it again!
You can you?
No!
Amazing.
Are you insane?
I want it!
All of her inspiration, all of her crossbow bolts, all of her attacks, and not a single. There's like a Birdman shaped silhouette drawn in crossbow bolts around him in the tent entrance, or as we call in camping, the tent trance. Talon, you're up.
Alright, I'm going to fly up to it. I'm going to have my spiritual weapon move to it and attack it.
All right.
Get it so Phelan doesn't.
16 will hit. I mean, it's still just barely up. Just
I'm going to
on its edge.
blade it.
that does it. How do you want to kill it?
Thank God.
Just the booming spear just straight through its skull, stabbing down.
All right. Nice. With that, I mean, the combat is over. I mean, the people that are down, I mean, they've stabilized, so there's nothing to go save. They were risking it, though. They both got to 2 failed and then decided to get a couple successes in a row. So that's, I think that'll be it for the session. Thank you guys for joining, and I hope you guys enjoyed the campsite encounter.
So how many did we end up with 3 for
Phelan, how
Phelan,
many
3
did you
for
get right
Kat.
now? Tell me.
I got at least 3. I think this one should count because I did the most damage to it.
No.
That's not how that works. I
That's
got
definitely
If
one.
we
how
would have
that
started talking
works.
I
about
got one
damage
then.
over
No,
here,
no.
everyone. If we
It
would have
was
started
falling
talking
over
about
when you
damage, I
hit
hit
it.
5 of them at the same time with one lightning bolt. That was
How
sick.
many did you actually kill?
I killed 3.
I killed 3.
I killed 3.
I killed the one and got a lot of assists.
Bruce owes us all a gold piece.
I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah,
you
well,
shit.
That's how it goes.
Pay up the fin face.
Sarsal also
Sarsal-
deserves a gold piece for taking the most damage.
Sarsal, I will pay. The rest of you, I don't need to.
You
Oh,
I-
come
I-
on.
You know, I will
Yes.
say that I owe my kills to Conway for the fly spell and for the lightning bolt. I would give.
I
my
will
kills.
gladly take monetary compensation.
No, I will give you my 3 kills so that
Yeah,
you
see?
have 6 and you win.
You guys
6.
all helped.
No,
you
no,
guys
no,
all,
no, no.
You guys all helped each other to get your kills. I did 3 by myself.
Well, maybe if you were a
And?
team player, you would have gotten more.
Exactly.
If you
Honestly.
wouldn't have been taking all my kills, I would have got more.
All right, we'll let you handle it all by yourself next time.
That's right.
Okay.
She's feeling a bit full of herself, actually.
I think
This
so.
is not going to end well the next time that we journey. I can feel it. Some noble's
would've-
going to get punched.
Yeah.
That was just the one time.
And he deserved it. None of us can deny that.
No, but he almost got us in a lot of trouble.
Somehow
Place.
she's
Time
moved
and
it over.
place.
Somehow you smoothed it over. I don't understand.
Yeah, I still don't know how we didn't get in more trouble for punching a noble in his own house.
Because everyone knows he's a prick.
Well, yeah, but still.
Well, good
I
work,
would say the
everyone.
noble that whose input matters knows his son is a prick. that saved us.
Well, good work, everyone. Thanks for the assist, Kit. That one was breathing down my neck. I appreciate it. You all did very well.
Phelan, sorry you saved me there, but it needed to die.
Could have died with my axe.
Yeah, I wasn't going to
Should have
chance
hit
it.
harder then. Next time, Phelan. Next time I'll beat you.
We'll see about that.
You acted like me and Talon both didn't also get 3 kills.
Yeah, we don't care about you. It's between
Wow,
me and
Mr.
Phelan.
This
We're
is-
just quietly confident, Conway.
Yeah,
We're
obviously.
sure of what we know what we can do.
We're kings. Got to keep our crowns up.
Just sit in that corner. Haven't done well. Basically, Sarsal's corner too, because we
You,
did a lot
yeah.
of like assist damage.
You
just-
also got really unlucky with rolls per usual.
Oh,
for your combat.
absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, Cat's rolls were destroyed.
Worse. They were
I wanna
worse.
cry.
Hilarious.
That last little burst of
Oh, that
horror.
was so funny.
Ugh. History kept rewriting itself just to miss.
I mean,
Got 3
sometimes
nines
the dice
in a row.
will it.
Oh man.
One of them was double 9s as well.
Mhm.
8, 11, 9, 9, 9.
Appalling.
Pretty awful.
Appalling.
I think I landed all my hits except for one tendril. That was a good fight.
And
I didn't
Phelan
have to
like
use a
can't
sick
miss.
lightning bolt. Sorry.
Oh, that lightning bolt was so juicy.
That was a good one.
Oh, the juiciest lightning bolt. The
That was
blink
very
40
nice.
feet to set it
Yeah.
up. Like, I was like, oh, I can feel something
Blinking
happening.
40 feet with something that isn't a spell.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's my once a day ability.
Yep,
that's his whole race.
you used it. Used it to great effect.
I was really scared because there were like 4 of them over here after I did that. I was like, yeah, that was sick. Oh my god, I'm gonna fucking die.
Thankfully, Sassel was tanking him, so you
Mhm.
you were okay.
Yeah.
What
I
classes
think
of...
Cat and Phelan have both earned 1 inspiration. Cat mostly as a refund for the amount spent and failed.
No, she knew what she was doing.
But Phelan felt herself this session and absolutely murked the hell out of her half of the combat.
Oh man, good stuff.
Good stuff indeed.